Everything sounds good.
You're watching every game this season. Every six, every wicket, every battle. But the final, you watch with me.
Stars Play, in partnership with Combox, presents the ultimate IPL final watch party
31st May at the Coca-Cola Arena.
with legendary cricketers Robin Uthappa, Sri Sant, Angelo Matthews, and Universe boss Chris Gale. Buy your tickets now at Coca-ColaArena.com or PlatinumList.net.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Combox Live, where the game lives on. It never dies. I am Behram Kazi, who you can find at DefMango on Twitter. And with me is the first umpire, Deepak Goyal. And we are over here to cover, in a live watch-along, of course, Chennai's clash versus Gujarat in the Narendra Modi Stadium at Ahmedabad. So how are you feeling,
Yes.
Deepak? A bit under the weather?
Yeah, a little bit. But I think like Behram's energy just rubs off. So you don't have to basically feel the heat then. And a small correction also, like the first umpire is history now. So I've changed the name to Combox only.
Okay.
So that there's some consistency going around. So the channel's name now is Combox by Deepak Goyal. So that the entire thing that we're building is in unison with channel also. So it's
Got
not
it.
exactly the English version of it, but it'll be a feeder for the English channel also.
Fair enough. Anyway, so Chennai won the toss in Ahmedabad and Gaikwad unsurprisingly opted to field first. They've dropped Akil Hussain though. How do you feel about that?
Little confused because it's a red soil surface. First of all, I'm pretty kind of amused at why GT has given a red soil surface to Chennai, because I think they hit the deck bowlers like Mukesh Chaudhary, Anshul Kamboj. They come into the play on these kind of a surfaces. Like black soil is something which is not that well suited for Chennai because they don't have the bowlers who would come in with the cutters and slower balls and stuff. But a brave call. And
Yeah.
Akil, considering that the surface is true, maybe they just thought with Sai Sudarshan in there and a lot of lefties to come follow. Maybe they just thought that he's just not a good matchup.
Yeah, well, we shall see if it pays off. It's a good start for CSK. First 4 balls, Gujarat have only managed 2 runs. And Gujarat obviously are already in the playoffs, but this victory could further solidify their spot in the top 2, whereas Chennai need to win this. And then hope.
Yeah. So, do you think so? Like Chennai is still in for the shout to make
I
it to
don't.
top 4?
I think it's going to be, if Rajasthan lose, then obviously we might see one of Punjab and KKR get there. I just don't see 3 teams losing for Chennai to make their way to the playoffs. That's a bit much.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, if they win this match by a decent margin and Rajasthan, because there's nothing much to choose between the two sides as far as the run rate is concerned, because Rajasthan is slightly positive, it's like 0.08, and Chennai is slightly negative. Even smaller margins of victory and defeat, I think, should be able to cover up for that. So, that way, if Rajasthan actually loses to Mumbai, which in all likelihood doesn't look a possibility because Mumbai is really playing very badly these days. So, but
Yeah.
still, that can be a possibility. But having said that, if that happens, then maybe we might see a surprise that a 15-pointer like Punjab or maybe KKR might steal the show. So let's see. It's I think it's still open.
I would agree it is quite open, which is good for the tournament, of course. A double or a triple on the last ball. Also, there was a 4 somewhere in between, which I thought was a single. So, 8 runs off the first over for Gujarat. I personally feel they're going to struggle winning this game, Chennai. But even if they do, it's pretty much a pipe dream for them to hope that Rajasthan lose to Mumbai and then, Punjab, I think they're up against LSG, right? For them also to lose and KKR to lose their game. It's a lot of things that need to go their way. And I feel like if it was maybe one team which had to lose, it would have been a different story. But they can do whatever is in their control and win this one. Let's see if they can manage that. Here's Spencer Johnson. How has he been? I haven't really caught him bowling in this IPL.
Like, to be honest, he's bowled really well in the last 2 matches without much of luck. But I'm not very sure if the kind of length he bowls would be that effective in this part of the world. Like this is where even somebody like Stark took a lot of time to get adjusted. So Spencer Johnson bowling little full in the last match, he was able to make the ball talk and was able to induce certain edges also. But I think some if he just maybe drags his length little back by a foot or so, or maybe a yard, I think he'll become more effective. To be honest, this is
Well,
a
he's
better
been,
length, but just the line was not correct, and then Shubman
yeah.
Gill is a different class altogether.
Yeah, a bit of a freebie for Shubman Gill. First ball by Spencer Johnson has been cut away for 4, so Gujarat now 12 for no loss and 1.1 overs. The little that I have watched Spencer Johnson bowl, I mean, the pace is up. He is quite expressive. He had that one
Yes.
really good game in the 100, from what I can recall. And apart from that, for me, he's a bit too erratic. Either that's line or length. And over here, as he gets the length correct, the line is just offering too much width for Shubman Gill to just place that on the offside for 4. And this
Ah,
time he,
see, and very
oh,
quickly he
nearly got
starts.
out.
That could have been really crazy. Even very quickly, he goes a little full. I am not very sure on a red soil surface if that's the length to bowl because there's decent bounce in this surface. He can actually make the ball. Like, to be honest, in the ball on which Shubman had hit that four, the length was actually right. That's the kind of length you want to bowl on a red soil surface, but it had just too much width for Shubman.
Yeah. And he's too good a player to miss out on that sort of width. Next ball nearly goes out. Aerial flick falls short of the fine leg fielder. But Gujarat are a bit dependent on their top 3 as far as their batting is concerned. And they aren't particularly rapid scorers. But their bowling attack has really been the reason why they find themselves in the playoff.
What the hell happened there?
It's 5 wides. Yes, it is. So
Yeah,
that's
looks
Spencer
like-
Johnson for me in a nutshell. Right?
Yes, you have summed it up beautifully. To be honest, I have not followed his cricket outside of IPL, so I have a very limited sample size about him. But like, I liked what I saw in last 2 matches, to be honest. But yes, he is erratic at times. He has a history of doing that.
The ball
Tries
swung a
way too
mile.
many things, I would say.
Yeah, perhaps. He's also very injury prone, but that one swung late and kind of fooled Sanju Samson behind the stumps. And 5 wides will not help Chennai's cause. Oh, is there a bit of an injury concern over here with Sanju?
Looks like because the ball actually curled after crossing the stumps, which was pretty strange.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen generally.
Well, the former physio of Sri Lanka is out there, who's been with Chennai for quite a while, but I'll always remember him from his Sri Lanka days. Really quick sprinter. And he's working Sanju's finger. Ooh. So when do you head out to Dubai, Deepak?
So I'm leaving on 25th night.
And then you guys are there till the end of the final? Like you're traveling back after that? Oh, he's going off. Sanju's off the park.
Whoa.
Has he broken a pinky over
I might
here?
stay back for like a couple of days to get certain stuff done from Combox perspective. But yes.
All right.
So, Madam,
We'll
you're not
get-
coming to Dubai this time around?
I mean, call me. I'll come.
I think you should have a word with Jared.
If there is no value that I can add over there, then there's no point, right?
I think
Because-
this time around, maybe. Yeah, I think in the future events where we also kind of run the production and all those things, I think
Yeah.
then the team Combox can actually come in handy because obviously then we will have to do a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
This time around, we are just like kind of partnering and we're just doing a small part of the whole play. But yes,
That makes sense.
There's some-
Plus, like, if there are any duties or gaps to fill with respect to like on-camera work, then I can always fill in. But right now, I think you guys have got most of all of the things covered anyway, and it's going to be fun for those of you guys who are watching this. If you live in Dubai or if you're traveling to Dubai, go to the Coca-Cola Arena, buy your tickets or buy your tickets for May 31st, the IPL final. Go watch it with Robbie, Srisant, Christopher Henry Gale, the Universe boss, and of course Angelo Matthews as well. Hosted by Jared. Should be a cracker.
Yes. And I was just attending the meeting an hour back. So they were basically going through the entire rundown, like what exactly is there for that day. Some amazing, insane planning and ideas Jared has come up with. And I think people who would be there for that day would be surprised because it's just not going to be cricket. They're trying to plan and fill in a lot of other stuff also, quizzes,
Nice.
games, some quirky stuff, a lot of those things. So
Yeah,
it'll be
that
fun.
stuff is definitely needed and it's real content for the future. But anyway, this time Shubman Gill drills Spencer Johnson down the ground for 4, gun barrel straight. So, what a start for Gujarat. They're 23 for no loss in 1.4 overs.
Yes.
Also, maybe Rakshit will link up with you guys later, but I sent in a bunch of ideas for like reels, shorter form content.
Definitely. That's what we want. We want the entire team to come up with some amazing, insane ideas because uh, this is something which is important, which is I think going to define our journey at Combox because I think the best part is the team is so versatile. There's so many different layers to it and so many different flavors that we can actually always come up with some amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's a very well-gelled cohort in the sense that we complement. I feel like we complement each other well. For instance, like Varun is the data guy who's also brilliant on camera. Shayan's a brilliant writer who's also started to do podcasts. And we've got CS Estelle in there as well. Obviously, you, Jared, and Robbie are the co-founders. And I'm quite excited about whatever we will have in store in times to come. That's 3 for no loss Gujarat after 2. Are you on the same stream that I'm on, the Afghan stream?
Yes, I think so.
The ads are really fun, aren't they? I've been enjoying the ads.
Yes. So like,
Yeah, it is.
Bharam, like this time around, what do you actually make of this IPL in totality? Like the quality of the matches overall, the engagement element, the quality of the bowling, batting. Obviously, I don't think so. We even need to talk about fielding. I think
Yeah.
everybody in unison would agree that fielding has gone down significantly. It's I think one of the worst tournaments this year, like edition, where like everything which just went up in the air, there's a 20% chance it will get caught. So
Yeah.
apart from that, like your take on overall bowling, batting, people who've impressed you, maybe your top 3-4 picks in both batting and bowling, because you're an
Yeah.
astute observer, so just want to have your perspective on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Obviously, like the fielding goes without saying has been piss poor. And, you know, I usually agree with the notion that now there's higher risk cricket, there'll be more chances. But despite that, some of the drops that we've seen are inexcusable. Some of the missed run out chances that we've seen are inexcusable. But that's a running joke anyway. And I always want Rob Barron on for those moments because that's when it's most fun. He hates bad fielding. But I think the batting has gone to a different level altogether. Like, I recently wrote a piece. It was on PSL batting, but I took Abhishek's example and I said that, you know, a couple of years back we had one Abhishek Sharma and now we have like 5 and one of them is like a mid-teen bowling murderer, you know, like what is Vaibhav? I don't even know how to quantify him. This kid's insane. So I think he's been a story for me. He's definitely been someone who's really impressed me because I always rated him and I thought this kid was really talented. But to do what he has done at the age of 15, I don't think anyone saw this coming. I think that definitely is an arc that needs to be echoed very loudly. And that's a brilliant shot on the offside for 4, cut again by Sai Sudarshan. And the
So what's the
bowling-
reaction? Sorry, kind of interrupting you there. So what's the reaction in Pakistan as far as Vaibhav is concerned?
I mean, people have taken note, right? People have been talking about him. And obviously, if this younger kid starts to come out there and dominate the likes of Bumrah and Hazelwood, then the whole world or the entire world will take note. He is uberly talented. He has this extra second. I feel like if you ever watch him set himself up for shots, at the very last moment, he's going to position himself in a way that the shot comes off perfectly. And I think that really gives him an edge. And he's only going to get better with time. Ooh, good fielding.
I think for me, the standout part was the way he took down Mayank Yadav in that last match.
Yeah.
Because Mayank Yadav is express pace. He was bowling 150 plus. And it felt perfect. I think you're 100% right. It felt as if this kid has a fraction of second extra to play
That
those
bumper
shots. Because
that he uppercut. It was a perfect bouncer. It was a rip snorter. It was aimed at his head. And he just last minute gets out of the way and uppercuts it perfectly for 6. I mean, he's God gifted clearly. But I mean, given the culture of professionalism around Indian cricket, I can only expect him to get even better. Other than that, I mean, obviously, there's the usual subjects in Abhishek. I've been really impressed with Punjab's opening pair, even though they've fallen off. And Punjab in itself is a case study. I think that's been another weird arc Like they were 6 out of 7, and the only game that they hadn't won was a washout. And ever since they've lost 6 on the bounce. Similarly, Kolkata, we thought they were down and out, and they are in with a chance. So the fact that
Nice.
both halves of the IPL are kind of different, like different teams start to do well, and in the end we get minimal dead rubbers. That's been great. It's fantastic for the tournament, and I enjoyed that. And if you talk about bowling, I am really, really impressed with Gujarat. I think Kagiso Rabada has kind of turned a corner. I always thought he had underwhelmed in T20s, but now I see him taking wickets. Siraj has been
Pace is
good.
also up.
Yes, pace is up. And this entire bowling attack is probably the best in this current IPL, right? Like Siraj, Rabada, Rashid Khan. Jason Holder has been terrific. He's been such a joy to watch with both bat and ball. And who's their fifth bowler again? Prasidh. See, now that's a complete bowling attack. So they've been really,
Prasidh
really
has not
impressive.
even been playing. Yeah. So, like, considering the fact that he's not even been given the chances, that the guy was purple cup winner the last season.
Yeah.
Arshad is kind of getting the nod ahead of him most of the times. And amazing, seriously. And, like, for me, the standout part this season is, as you have mentioned, the two, oh, yes, two
Nearly a
phases of
wicket.
IPL look like two different tournaments.
Really,
In the
it
first
really does.
month, it's all bashing because the wickets are good. Second month, once the wickets start slowing down, they wear off. I think then the actual skills come into play. So this is where I think Weber was kind of surprised that he's
Yeah.
stayed relevant in both phases of the tournament, because
True.
generally you see like your likes of Kohli's of the world would actually become more relevant towards the business of the tournament when the pitches are not that conducive for stroke play. This is where
Correct.
Punjab, I think, struggled this season, because once the wickets kind of became a little sluggish, they kind of wore down. We saw that Punjab's juggernaut kind of stopped significantly, but Weber was a big exception there, and
He
totally
is.
agree with you. Like,
He's an anomaly, but anyway, 2 edges for Sai. One went for 4, one for a single. I find it very, very fascinating how, the impact sub rule has juiced up the scoring rate surely, but now everyone's got the memo. And we'll see, cricket being played in this fashion. And generally, I was afraid. So when I came back to work at Combox after my break, at that point, people kept sending super chats that what's the top 4 going to be? And I was like, it won't change. I think this will be the top 4, right? Punjab, Rajasthan, Sunrisers, RCB. And all of a sudden, Gujarat, out of nowhere, they kept winning games and they've solidified their position in the top
yes,
4 at least, and probably top 2 if they win this game. And it's quite fascinating to me that now only one of Punjab, Kolkata, and Rajasthan can make it to the playoffs. So, from a neutral's perspective, it's been brilliant because you want the tournament to stay alive or the group stages to stay alive as long as possible. And generally, the batting quality has been amazing. I've really been impressed by Prabharia as well. And Jaiswal I've loved for a long time. So, the young batting talent coming out of India is probably better than any other country in the world. But, Bumrah's season has been weird. I know that he hasn't gone for all too many runs, but he hasn't been taking wickets. And what really shocked me, and you might be the best person to talk about this with, what has gone wrong with Kuldeep and Varun? Varun's brought things back a bit. He's bowling all right
yes,
now, but
he's done
Kuldeep
that.
really seems to have fallen off.
I think Jared and Robbie did a very beautiful podcast on that. And to be honest, like, I think earlier he was not putting in these many overs because he was not playing too much of Test cricket. I mean, the red ball cricket kind of changes the whole dynamics for him, because all the revs that needs to go in, the repetitions and everything, to be a decent red ball bowler wears you down significantly. Because I think in January they did a beautiful pod around this where they discussed the entire, like I would say, the biomechanics of Kuldeep, and they were able to kind of walk through the entire thing, like how putting in those reps during the red ball cricket has changed his approach to the wicket, how his shoulder is dropping, the ball is not coming out
Yeah.
with that same zip and all those things. I think for a leggy who bowls around 8ish kilometers, the margin for error is so small. And this IPL, the biggest change is generally your 4 to 5 meter length gets hit in IPL, because that's a slot ball and people would take chances. 5 to 6 meter length is almost a bank for you, where you don't expect batters to hit you. Kuldeep
And
have even.
Spencer has been taken down. Sorry. I mean, I
Yes,
had to
yes.
interrupt because it's back-to-back boundaries for Shubman Gill. Both bludgeoned on the offside, different kinds of shots, but Gujarat are on a tear, 45 for no loss in 4 overs, so
Yes.
they're going well. And I remember your video in which you talked about how his non-bowling arm, Kuldeep, that was doing different things, and maybe that's the reason why he's lost a bit of his
I
spunk.
think Spunk also, and also the batters, because of this step hits where they're able to hit, they're able to take down the 5 to 6 meter lengths also now, which never used to happen earlier. So it was a bankable length for any spinner. Generally, somebody who's sub 90 who would not bowl above 90 kilometers. Like Chehel's defensive length was always 5 to 6 meters, Kuldeep also. But now the batters have started taking chances on those lengths also. So there is just simply no hiding for bowlers like Kuldeep. Then you have to depend on your variation, flight, spin, all those factors. Even
One
Chahal
thing
has
that
struggled for that matter.
Yeah, one thing that I really appreciated from like a countering Kuldeep perspective when he was doing well was that his slightly short of a length or good length balls, Daryl Mitchell would make way and scoop him, right? And I feel like
Exactly.
that's a good way to counter him. But here's Gurjapneet for the first time, introduced in the power play. And CSK need a wicket desperately because the longer Gujarat's top 3 stay out there, the more chances become of them winning the game. Gill's looking like $1 million.
I think this is one of the best seasons as far as T20 batting is concerned. No doubt. He did amazingly well in 2023 when he scored 880 runs. But to be honest, like the intent that he has shown this season, he's looked a different beast altogether. So I'm sure his white ball credentials have only gone up in this IPL. And considering the fact that even Jaiswal is struggling, he's just not having that kind of a. He's not even scoring quickly and not having that bulk also, because that 15-year-old kid is kind of massively overshadowing him. So I
Yeah.
think this would give some confidence to Gill of maybe making future comeback in
Yeah, you never know,
T20
man.
squad.
I mean, Priyansh Arya is waiting in the wings as well. There's just so many guys now who can bat up top for India. I like Gill, and I feel like even though I've been amongst those people who have kind of questioned his scoring rate, given India's resources, obviously, if it was any other team, he'd probably just get in, right? Like it was a lock. But there was this one game I was on a watch along with, I think, Rob and Jared, and he was 35 off 10. And we couldn't make sense of it, right? So
That was
that's when
against
I kind
RCB.
of. Yes, it was against RCB. And that's when I kind of realized that, okay, no, he's putting in the work as well. He wants to up his game and he wants that spot back. Because for the longest time, we thought he would open for India in the T20 World Cup. And dropping him was the right call. I still
Yeah.
stand by that. I think that was
Yeah.
the way to go.
But
But,
like-
he's hungry. And that's good.
Like, Param, from a number 3 or number 4 perspective, where we need somebody who's good against spin, I think Gill still can make a case for that particular slot also, because Sky and Tilak off late have struggled against spin massively. We saw Tilak's
Yeah.
innings yesterday also. He was stuck. He was simply stuck. And this is just not an anomaly. We have seen that pretty regularly, that whenever the spinners are paired up against him, he has struggled. Sky and
time.
Tilak have kind of bottled up even for MI as well as for India. So, is there a possibility to maybe reinvent Gill in that kind of a role where he can still be super effective against spin? Because his spin game is top notch. He's one of the best
It
players of
is.
spin in India when it
He's
comes to
terrific.
the overall play. So, is it a possibility that maybe he reinvents himself and becomes more relevant for that kind of a slot where he's not exactly, because look, even Shreyas Iyer is not like a spin basher, right? So he never gets out on spin, but his strike rate against spin is like 150, 155, which is like 9.3 runs per over. It's not elite. It's not like 200 like Patidar or maybe Vaibhav Suryavanshi. So is it a possibility that maybe Shubman Gill can look at his T20 career and could reinvent himself as more of a number 3 and number 4 where he's more effective against spin instead of being the opener that he always wants to be?
Yeah, it's a fantastic question. I think if he wants to take that sort of trajectory in his career, he should have done that in this season because Butler could have opened. However, if you ask me, for number 3 right now, Devdutt Padikkal is looking quite an option because he's just like the sort of guy who'll
But
always
his
get off
spin
the mark
numbers
with a
are also
six.
bad. But his
His
spin
numbers are
numbers
bad,
are
but
bad.
he just really passes the eye test, doesn't he? Like, he's great to watch. But I think Patidar has to start now for India. I think he is the obvious choice for the middle over spin basher role. And number 3 is a bit of a question mark. I do agree because Tilak and Sky have underwhelmed. And potentially Gill could be that guy. It's just that I feel like he should have tested himself in that role then. Because the IPL
exactly.
goes a long way.
Yes, totally agree. I don't think so. Like based on this season, we can slot him in for that particular number 3 role. But maybe like he sits back, reevaluates his T20 career, and sees like, look, we have Abhishek, we have Vaibhav, we have Priyansh Arya, plenty of options at number 1 and number 2, and they're playing on different level, different gear altogether. Maybe I reinvent my game and become more relevant for maybe number 3 and number 4 going
Yeah.
forward. So
Yeah,
still,
Shreyas is another
that's a
name
possibility.
that they'll be really looking at, right? So it's going to be tough to ignore him, although the numbers have kind of dipped recently, but we know what sort of a start him and Punjab both had at the start of this IPL, and thought that might be a wicket, but it's gone past mid-on for 4, or mid-off for 4, sorry. So Sai uses his feet. Gujarat are scoring quicker than we expect them to most days. They're 52 for no loss in 5.1 overs.
I
But,
think that's a typical Gujarat. It's not like they're
yeah.
getting 50 and 3, and they're also not getting stuck. Like this is the typical momentum they prefer to maintain. And
Also, this is a fantastic chat, right? NBNB or NBB. On what basis can we eject or take Ishan Kishan out of the team at this point?
I don't think so. He
Yeah, you
is
have to have him
perfect.
at 3 then.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, not now. Currently, doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense for Gill to come in at number 3. But if he sits back and sees his career and the possibility of representing India in T20 cricket in future, should he be looking at that role? Maybe number 3, number 4?
I think that's a noble idea. But again, I would have to see an entire season of Gill trying to play that role and the sample size. But he's definitely got the game for it. We know that he can, play spin really, really well. And of course, he's the Indian Test captain. He has been promoted or marketed as the heir to Virat's throne for quite some time.
Exactly.
So
Quite
he'll
some
be
time
thinking
now.
about all of those things. And it's not an easy
Yes.
position to be in, by the way, because when you are built to be the next superstar in India, not just from a cricket perspective, but from an advertising perspective, from a brand perspective, that is a lot for any human being to deal with. And that's the nature of the beast in 2026. Like, that's what sport is about. It's not just about your game. You have to look at all
Yes.
these things.
Because
Quite a lot of pressure.
he looks like a player who can actually add a gear or 2 versus spin easily.
And that's a
Having
solid
said
shot.
that, he's shown his
whacked
class
that.
with that shot.
Wow.
Yes.
It has been heaved over long on for 6 by Shubman Gill. So definitely got some game versus pace as well. Gujarat now 59 for no loss in
Definitely.
5.3 overs. And Gill is 33 of 16. See, now this is also faster than what he used to manage.
Exactly. Like, definitely his strike rate this season, his starts, like runs in first 10 balls, all that have definitely gone up. And you could see there's a steady increase if you look at his previous seasons also. But this season definitely has gone to a different trajectory part altogether. But having said that, the benchmarks are so high because
Exactly.
the Abhisheks and the Vaibhavs and the Sanjus of the world are doing it at a different pace altogether. So maybe that's the reason I thought that he reinvents himself, goes back and sees like, I'm one of the best players of spin in India. Why not I reinvent my game around that play? Because this is where India is struggling. If you look at our batting unit, because this is where we are just not having the equivalence of Shreyas Iyer and Patidar at those positions. And but again, they are also not on the right side of the age as compared to Gill.
Yeah.
So they're like
And
31
Rajat
ish,
has this
32 ish.
issue versus the short ball at high pace. Like we've seen him struggle, versus that kind of bowling. So, I mean, obviously, cricketers are humans. They'll have strengths and weaknesses. But Gill has a pretty complete game. It's just the scoring rate that troubles him. And sometimes he has this gap between bat and pad, which I also believe he's worked on. Like he isn't getting bowled as frequently, not that I've
Yes.
watched. So, I mean, these are good problems to have, Deepak. I mean, most other teams in the world would probably even take Tilak and Sky. Think about it this way.
I think Sky for Indian cricket looks to be almost the done case, I would say. He's 36. He's given amazing last 5 years. It's time maybe he just decides to move on. because definitely his form in last couple of years for India have been not that great, and he's won the World Cup. He's got the icing on the cake now. As far as career is concerned, it's time to maybe move on from him, because we have
Yeah,
Sanju Samson also, who has just
true.
started to peak, and I think more than anyone else among that senior crop, he deserves to be in that playing 11 for sure, and maybe can also have a shot at the captaincy also, because it won't be a
See,
bad
that's the
idea to
thing.
me.
How do you not, in the not so distant future, how do you not open with Abhishek and Vaibhav? Like, that is too exciting a prospect. And that could
Yes,
kill
exactly.
the opposition team in the power play alone. Like, you're done and dusted. Even if they have a poor power play, India probably get to 60. And this is poor, right? So
Exactly.
I would do or go in that direction. But we've got a couple of super chats over here. And power play is done. Gujarat 62 for no loss after 6 overs. Rick Jake is saying, I'd pay to see Deepak. I don't care about seeing anyone else. All right, then. Thanks for the money.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, bro.
We can have Deepak on every show for 2 minutes and you can come and give us super chats. We can arrange for that. And Shreyas over here says, to be honest, even in ODIs, after Virat is done, Gill seems the most suited guy at number 3 because you can eventually
Yes,
have Vaibhav as opener with someone like Yashasvi. I agree, man.
I totally agree
Check,
on this, because
checks out.
yes, because his game against spin is pretty underrated. Like I've seen that he has improved it even further. Earlier, maybe in Test cricket, he was having some issues. Like his pad used to be in front of his bat, especially to left arm finger spin if he's able to undercut and all. But he's worked on that. Even with that getting bold issue that you were saying, the difference that he has done from the past, he's more of a bottom hand player. So if you're looking at that as a bat, so his bottom hand was very solid. So whenever he used to come down for the defense, they always used to be like this. So they always used to be gap. What he has done in the England tour, he has started going little light with his bottom hand. So it's more top hand. So that's why if the bottom hand is kind of loose, your bat is able to cover the gap.
All
So this
right,
is something
then.
which is
Here's Shubman Gill versus spin. First ball he faces off Noor Ahmed is a 6 up and over deep mid wicket. So, music to Deepak's ears and eyes. What a
no,
shot.
not exactly. I'm kind of just trying to understand the games of different players. So just kind of
Yeah.
running through
But
that
this is
particular
proof, though.
narrative.
This is proof that he can
Yes.
take spin down because Noor Ahmed on his day can be a very, very difficult bowler to face. He just has some accuracy issues. Otherwise, the talent is a lot. And Shubman Gill has just taken no prisoners over here. First ball he's faced has been slammed over deep mid wicket for 6. So, what a shot. And we've got another super chat as well. This time it's from Prudvi, who says, I think the worst thing to happen was being called Prince and BCCI trying to make an all-format player. Also love the new look of Gill. I don't like the baby face. Yeah, he's grown a bit of a stubble. But honestly,
Yes.
I feel like people make too much of the tags. It's fine. Like, this is how players are marketed these days, man.
And having said that, I think even Babar has kind of upped his game against spin this PSL. This is what I've heard. He's
Yeah.
become more of a spin basher now. So like,
It's weird. I don't know what to make of it just yet because the quality of spin bowling in the PSL is not comparable to the quality of spin bowling in the IPL, for instance, right?
Oh.
So there is that. But we've never seen this before from him. So that's new for sure.
so how was the pace bowling quality this time around in PSL? Like, did you unearth some real good talent?
Not like you expect from Pakistan. Not in that mold. But Hunain Shah had a good tournament. He really stood out and defended like 6 runs in the last over of a qualifier or an
Yeah,
eliminator.
saw that.
That was good. Look, it is a weird period in Pakistan cricket in the sense that they're known for producing fast bowlers, and that's exactly what they're struggling to do right now. But if you're looking towards like the next 3-4 years, maybe Ali Raza can be groomed. He's 18 years of age. He can crank it up to 145. He can be an enforcer. But a bit too young, perhaps, for now.
Like, what has exactly happened to
guys.
Ihsanullah? Because when I saw
I didn't realize
Saurabh, did you
I'm
get
back.
a haircut?
I'm on. I did.
I just
Yeah.
recorded a show with you like 2 hours back, and you have
Yeah.
different hair now.
Yeah,
and
I
also
got a
Saurabh,
haircut.
there's some disturbance.
Yeah, that's his fan.
Come, is it the
That's
fan?
the fan. Yeah.
Oh.
The
But how the mic is picking it up?
because it's right above me.
Oh, change your position?
Echo.
I could, but Bangalore is no longer the weather that it was. It no longer has the weather that it was. So unfortunately, there was a time when we could, survive without fans. Forget about ACs in Bangalore. It's no
Damn,
longer.
I did not know that.
Yeah. AC in my old house, I stayed for 10 years.
Another
I
one.
installed an AC.
Oh, another big hit.
Woof.
Oh,
That
oh,
was
I'm on the
probably a
slower
bit
stream, so I
more-
will
Go to
react
stream
later
one.
than you guys.
I think that was a bit squarer. Maybe that one's gone above deep square leg for 6, but he's a 23 ball run or 23 ball 50 for Shubman Gill, and that's quite quick. And the stubble is out as well. I kind of like this new look as well now. Come to think of it.
Yes. And coming back to that, Behram, sorry, yeah, sorry, please.
No, I was just
You're
saying,
saying
I
something?
like the new batting more than the new look. I mean, new in the sense he has had success in the IPL in the last 3 years, actually, 23, 24, 25, all three, at varying degrees of success he has had. But I think he has upped the intent bit in this IPL even more.
Yes, yes.
And I really like that. Obviously, he didn't have a great time of it when he was picked for the Indian team, and perhaps he jumped the queue a little bit. He would have he still will walk into any other national side, you would think, but for India he did jump the queue a little bit, which brought with it its own set of pressures and negative criticism. But I'm glad to see that he has come here and he has put that failure behind him, and he's hitting it the way he is in this IPL.
Absolutely. I mean, he is making his bat talk. Also, this is a really fun comment for you, Saurabh. Kind of dark, but Aldehyde says Saurabh should turn off the fan. He may die, but that's a sacrifice we are willing to make.
I admire this sentiment a lot, Aldehyde. I will consider it. I just need like some significant transfers into a secret bank account, and then.
Yeah, that
And
works.
so sorry, I was just asking this. Like, what happened to Ihsanullah generally? Because I
Oh yeah.
saw
So
him and he
Ihsanullah,
was insanely amazing.
he
And
was
then
basically
something vanished.
Mayank Yadav pace and very similar bowler as well.
Wow.
Will pepper a hard length, but then after one PSL season, he played for Pakistan, got injured. They misdiagnosed the injury. They operated him for something different, and they
What
ruined
the-
him. So he's lost
This
10
is-
clicks, easy.
This is like a sitcom.
Yeah, it's his
I mean,
classic
except it's
PCB
tragedy
medical
when
ban.
it happens in real life. But my
So that's
God,
just poor injury
So he's
management
lost his
which killed
pace
a
now?
career. He is not the same bowler at 140, 138 clicks that he was obviously at 148, 150. So he can never be that bowler anymore again
Because
either, because
I-
it really messed up his elbow.
I clearly remember I read this article in Times of India, maybe Info itself, where he had mentioned that he has eyes on Shoaib Akhtar's record of 161 kilometers per hour. So he was
He was
that
rapid.
quick.
Yeah, he was
He's rapid.
extremely rapid. But yeah, just poor management. I think what they did was that they first misdiagnosed him and then they operated him. And then later someone, a better doctor, I think it was Dr. Javed Mughal, who is now a part of PCB's medical panel, wasn't then. He then figured out in the Multan Sultan's camp that they just completely fucked his elbow up. And then he operated on him again, and then he was able to bowl. It's the story that...
how does this
But
happen?
is he
Behram?
still
How
playing?
is
Is he playing?
This. He was in the Karachi Kings squad in the PSL, but like I said, he just doesn't have that X factor anymore. So also he was someone from an extremely humble background. When I met him back when he was having that season, I personally felt like this is a 12-year-old packaged into a 25-year-old's body.
Ooh.
So it wasn't like he was the smartest bloke going around, and that probably didn't help his case, because then the mismanagement, he couldn't have been smarter about it. But then again, that's not on him. You trust the doctors, so it's unfortunate.
So like 12-year-old in terms of behavior, in terms of
generally
maturity
was
and all this.
Really excited that I'm taking a photo with him, and he just was wanting to meet people, and there was a lot of like naivety that I saw. And I'm not blaming him. That's the level of exposure he had in life, right? So that's okay.
Yes.
But I think that might have also played a role in him not being able to properly manage the injury. because-
Maneuver through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's not on him again. I will repeat myself because it's on the doctor. But yeah, perhaps if it was someone else, they could have maybe double checked, triple checked. But then you have to lay down the onus on the medical panel, and they messed him up. And God knows how many Pakistan bowlers have lost their careers to poor workload and injury management.
I think it was a global thing at one point of time. India also suffered a lot due to that. Even the
No,
great Australians also
it's
went through that.
a different gradation, right? You operate on the wrong part is like a different level of mismanagement.
You
Like-
misdiagnose it, right? You say this is
Yeah.
wrong, that wasn't wrong. You operate for that, and that was never the issue. So that's what happened over there.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Amazing.
What a spell
Because
Gurjapneet Neet is bowling.
somebody who was
Crazy.
making all the heads turn and was considered to be the next big thing to come out of Pakistan and suddenly vanished. I was like, what the hell?
It's been the case,
So-
right? I mean, they've mismanaged so many players. I feel like Junaid Khan didn't play as much as he should have.
Exactly.
Right.
Even I was coming
You know-
to that name only. Junaid Khan for me has always amazed me. Like why
The one-
he
Yeah.
never had that kind of a career.
For me is Mohammad Abbas.
Yeah, I mean, that's another
Like
one.
he still has, if you just look at his test record, he still has an amazing one.
Is that a wicket?
And
no, Gill
Oh,
survives.
no.
3 runs again by Gurjapneet in his overs. So he's gone for 6 in 2 overs, and in the remaining 6 overs, Gujarat have managed to score 75 runs.
This is, there's a little backstory to this. So this is what MS actually worked with him before the season to bowl into the wicket cutters and all. So somehow, finally, maybe with the passage of time, he's getting more mature and getting that grip on the ball. So what we're seeing is something
Where
which
did-
was shared
where would MS have worked with him though?
in the camp itself before
Yeah.
the IPL.
Season
Just before
camp.
the IPL. Because at that time, the news came out because some of the hardcore CSK fans also shared. So I think there was something in the news also that Gurjapneet is working on the back of the length balls, especially when Nathan Ellis got injured. Around that time, also this thing was kind of this news was making the rounds at that time.
Got it.
Because at that time, MS was part of the squad, right? But then suddenly he got injured. Then
Okay, so there's a super chat from me where Andy B is asking Behran thoughts on Dion Forrester in the PSL and any optimism after Chabi Alonso's appointment. I think Chelsea got lucky. They lucked out big time. Hopefully they'll stick to this coach, and he's a very high pedigree manager. I think that's a really good appointment. And as far as
the
Dion,
Champions League final is on 30th, na?
31st, I believe. It's on a Sunday, so IPL final day.
Who
Most
amongst
major
us
sporting
is an
events are
Arsenal
on
fan?
Sundays.
I
I
used
don't
to
know,
be.
man.
You used to be.
I used to be. Arsenal and
Well,
so were
Barcelona
you-
because they both had the same style of play.
Were you like, did you retain enough of a fandom to feel like very happy yesterday?
Like I used to watch them in 2002 when they had all that amazing lineup like Bergkamp. I think was there.
Henry.
Andre was there.
Freddie
That particular
Ljungberg,
season. Yes.
Robert Perez, Patrick
Yeah,
Vieira.
Robert
That was
Perez,
a
Patrick
goated
Vieira.
team. Yeah.
2002 it was, right? The last time they
The
won.
Invincibles was 03-04 when they didn't drop a single point, or not drop a single point, but drop a single game. They either won or drew, and they were unbeaten throughout the season. But I don't think anyone
22
apart from
years,
Deepak-
right? Yeah, so it'll be
Yes.
2, 3, 4.
Ah,
yeah.
in that
think
era
anyone-
only. That coincidentally my
No, but
football
did you
viewing
retain
started
enough
from
of your
2001.
fandom to feel happiness yesterday, or it was just, it's gone now?
Football thing is gone now. Like it's been
Yeah.
2000 since 2014. I think I have not followed much football.
Interesting. Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
like
because
one
the-
season where Messi was in PSL.
Huh.
That was the only PSG. Sorry,
PSG.
when he was in
PSG.
PSG.
Messi's not in the
Messi
PSL
is
for
not
sure.
coming to PSL.
And just that 1 year I followed because I was expecting big things from them at that time, but then they were such a messed up team.
It's funny you've mentioned both Arsenal and PSG, and they're playing the final on the 31st. So
Yes.
let's see who wins that. But Dion Forrester, I really liked him. Andy B, he can smash both pace and spin. I like him as a lower middle order batting option, as a finisher. He's young, he's got father time on his side, and he's impressed both in the PSL and the SA20. So he's definitely one player to look out for. In fact, didn't he nearly get an IPL gig right now?
He, not nearly, he is an injury replacement for, I will tell you who.
Yeah, someone picked him up.
No idea. Not updated on this at all.
I'll tell you. For Jamie Overton. So actually he's with Chennai Super Kings.
Interesting.
Oh,
But obviously he's
could've
not
played him.
got a game. I mean,
But they could have, because they're only playing 3 overseas.
is he in the impact sub list?
Nope. They didn't play
Okay,
Akil, they didn't go for Dion.
Yeah.
They've used
have you
Kamboj
guys
weirdly.
have you
Why
guys
didn't
already
Kamboj get
ranted
lead
about dropping Akil, or is
Yeah,
there
that's
space
done.
to rant more?
we
you can rant
didn't.
if you
We
want.
didn't. We did
You
not.
can rant.
We just let
How
it
do
go
you
under
drop
the radar.
Akil? Why do you drop Akil? What is this?
I was
Uh,
I was a little confused. The only reason maybe was the left-hander righty matchup. I don't know. Like, to be honest, even that is also not good enough to be kind of
yeah.
be the reason.
And the Sai is their only left-hander, right? Shubman and Josh Butler are right-handers.
Was she also, no?
I mean, yeah,
she's
but
there.
generally for Gujarat Titans, you need to plan for the top three, right? And then you sort of make do.
Yeah, well, right
Didn't
now
make
the
much
top
sense.
two are in cruise control and
Yeah.
comfortably on their merry way to 200 plus. Here's another super chat from Anshul Pandey. Shubman Jaiswal wanting Samson's place. Vaibhav Priyansh eyeing Abhishek there. Patidar, Padikal, Shreyas eyeing Kishan and Sky's 3-4 spot. Man, oh man. I mean, yeah, the competition for spots is immense, but I know Saurabh will agree with me, but I'd just personally go Vaibhav, Abhishek, Ishan Kishan, Patidar perhaps. So that would be my top four.
No, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't drop Samson.
Okay.
I would keep Samson.
Yeah. Exactly. Maybe at number 4 also it'll work.
But I think Sky so far till date has been India's best ever T20 bat, but I don't see how you can find a place for him in India's best T20 side right now. He has been undoubtedly India's best T20 bat according to me. T20 I'm saying, not T20I, T20 bat.
Pulled away. Oh, I thought that was out, but it's a 6 instead. This time by Sai Sudarshan.
Oh,
So
that
80
was one flat shot.
That was a flat 6 off the pull. 89 for no loss. Gujarat in 8.3 overs. Continues, Saurabh.
I'll
yeah.
just join in some time. I'll maybe 9ish. I'll come back again.
Okay. Sure.
Sure.
Should be fine.
Bye,
right?
Deepak. See you.
Bye.
All right. What were you saying? Yeah, I don't think
that
Sky gets in. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think as well.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, he's old now. He's past his prime. We've seen peak Sky, and the guy who we see these days is nothing like him.
Is
So,
nothing like
with
him,
all
yeah.
this batting talent coming through, I mean, there's got to be some tough calls. Plus, what else do you want, man? You won 2 T20 World Cups and captain in one of them. So, oh, overthrows.
I think he wants an Olympic gold, but yeah, I don't see how you keep him in the side, when there is such a wealth of batting talent like prowling at the door, just waiting to knock it off its hinges. Yeah. Vaibhav is an interesting, like based on performance alone, like you would say, yeah, obviously he needs to be in the side. But I think I have reached proper uncle stage.
Oh, that's a misfield now. What is going on with CSK? Misfields, overthrows, and that has been slashed away for 4 by Sai Sudarshan, taking Gujarat to 95 for no loss and 8.5 overs. So, standard
See,
IPL stuff this season.
Akil Hussain is a great fielder. Maybe he might have stopped that if he was there.
Yeah, well. Rick Jake with a super chat says, Bez, which non-international Indian IPL bowler you take for Pakistan? Ooh, what are my options over here?
What does it mean by non-international? Does Bhuvi
uncapped?
count as non-international? Okay, uncapped.
Uncapped, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Bhuvi doesn't count. But I'd want someone young. I'd want someone quick. Karthik from KKR is interesting.
Yeah,
I like
good shout.
him. Right. Mayank will never be fit. Otherwise, I would have named him. That's the issue.
How
with
about Mohsin and Prince?
You know what? Yeah, I'll go Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Although
go
Prince might not be uncapped for too much longer. He's been named
Yeah,
in the
but-
squad, right?
Right now he is uncapped.
Right now, yeah.
I think he counts. Even Mohsin is injury prone, man. I'm not too sure about him.
That's true.
Yeah. But Prince can be a bit of an enforcer if he plays for Pakistan, and I like that role for him.
Dark horse, would you consider Rasik?
No.
Rasik Dar?
No. I think Pakistan have their own slower ball specialists, right? Their pace variation guys. I don't think Rasik would be top of that tier if we take him to Pakistan. But Prince, he might be.
I've been very impressed with how quickly he has developed in the IPL. Like, he was always thought of very highly, which is why he went for 6 crore in the auction, in the mega auction.
Yeah, I remember.
So there were teams interested in him because they saw something in him. And he was scouted by Mumbai Indians back in the day when Mumbai Indians scouting meant more than
Shot.
other teams scouting.
Uses his feet, Sai Sudarshan, and carves that on the offside for 4. So Gujarat have brought their team 100 up in just 9.1 overs. Things are looking bad for CSK. They need not only a victory, but then hopes and prayers after that. And it doesn't seem like they're going to get a victory either, because if Gujarat's openers have scored 100 runs, then good luck. Who else is there? Karthik I can think of because he can crank it up.
I mean, if you're talking only T20s, then these guys. But otherwise, Akib Nabi has just been setting the domestic scene on fire.
Yeah, he's really good. Although I'm a bit surprised he didn't make it to the test team. I would have.
I'm very surprised. I mean, you know what? They've been saying for the past year, go and play Ranji Trophy cricket. Ranji Trophy counts. They made Virat Kohli play. They made Rohit Sharma play. Whatever. And now suddenly, when it comes time to pick a squad, does Ranji Trophy performance not count? It's weird.
Didn't he win it?
It's not. He not just won it. He was by far the best bowler this season. He has had a blockbuster previous season also. So he has had 2 seasons in a row where he's been doing really well. And if you don't reward that against for a home test against Afghanistan, when are you ever going to give a chance to those who do well in Ranji? And with what face do you tell your players that no, Ranji Trophy is important, you need to go and play it? If it was important, then pick players based on Ranji Trophy, no? Like don't just ignore that and say that Ranji Trophy is important, but we see a certain ceiling, which is fair, selectors can say that. But then don't say the other thing also and then say that no, you have to play, otherwise you'll not be eligible for selection. Especially to players who have played for 15 years, 20 years and all that, like they know what they need to do and all, it's not, they are not 20-year-olds who are just coming up and you want to see them prove themselves and go through the ups and downs of a season, of a form downturn and all that.
They are seasoned professionals at that point, and I do agree.
Exactly.
Look, those are the drawbacks of this proliferation of T20 cricket especially. But then again, I think he had just done far too much to not even get it. Like you call him up and then maybe not play him if he's not suiting your lineup, but then you have to reward your domestic performance. Also, Gill would have been out. I don't know if you caught this, but he was a goner.
No, I was ranting about
right
Nabi,
before
so
the strategic. Right before the strategic timeout, the last ball of Gurjapneet's second over. He was caught behind. There was a feather edge.
Oh, and nobody appealed?
Nope. Well, I think the keeper did, but that's about it. They didn't review it, and there was a feather edge.
The keeper is Sanju, right? He's generally pretty
Sanju
good
went
with
off.
this.
Sanju went off. Sanju injured his finger.
Oh, is it? I missed that. So he did that before I came on, is it?
Yes, that was Spencer's first over. It was a wild delivery down the leg side, and then it swung late, and it fooled Sanju, and then he put out his hand, and it hit his pinky, and off he went. Orville is keeping, so maybe that's why he wasn't. Oh, that's a good shot. Makes some room, Gill, and cuts it away past the diving fielder for 4. So Gujarat are dealing in boundaries all of a sudden. 107 for no loss in 9.5 overs, and that's pretty aggressive for Gujarat. Like if they are 107 after 9.5 overs, then you should be really scared.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, this year I think Gill has shown a lot more intent actually. And weirdly, I think Sai has not shown as much. But because Gill has upped his intent, no, it's not affected their opening combo as such.
Yeah, true. And it is a really, really good top 3. Sai, Gill and Butler. That's in the air. No fielder over there in that region. It's been pulled away for 4. And that's back-to-back boundaries for Shubman Gill of Shivam Dubey, who shouldn't have been bowling this over in the first place. But Nelson for no loss after 10 overs, 1-1-1 for 0 after 10. Gujarat are looking good for a mighty total. And we've got another super chat for you. Preet is asking, why don't Indian coaches coach internationally? I would think many franchises, even countries, would love to have people like Rahul Dravid, Bharat Arun. Wasn't Dada coaching in the SA20?
But it's just a matter of economics and priorities, right? Like what you get for coaching for a 3-month gig in the IPL, you don't get anywhere else. And internationally, I don't know if he means coach international teams like an England or a South Africa or a New Zealand or a Sri Lanka or whatever. That is a 11-month at least commitment to coach an international team, and you just don't want to do that if you have the option of coaching an IPL team versus an international team as a coach. It just makes more sense for you, right? Like, and all of these are retired players getting on in years. They have done their time. You get to put your feet up for 8-9 months and you get to work hard for 3-4 months and you can earn the same thing. Yeah.
It does make sense. And you might see them in other franchises, though. That very well might happen. I just quoted the Dada example. And September-born Indian over here is asking why Kamboj is tapering off, long season not suiting. They didn't use him well today. So after playing Spencer, they now don't know who to give the new ball to. So Spencer and Mukesh took the new ball and Kamboj came in the last over the power play or something. He needs to start. And I think that he's a bit limited as a death bowler, Anshul Kamboj, because all he'll do is bowl wide Yorkers, right? Like, what else does he really have?
I think he's a good bowler. It's possible that his early season figures flattered him a wee bit. So there is a bit of a regression to mean also happening. Plus, I agree that, the usage has been affected because of the new ball distribution and all that. But it could be a slight regression to the mean also, because when he was having really good figures and all in the first half of the season, while watching him, it didn't feel like, wow, this guy's really turning it up. Like you feel like when you watch Bhuvneshwar Kumar this season, no, you are in awe at what he's doing and how he's doing it and all that. I didn't get that. Of course, Bhuvneshwar's performances have also been a notch above everyone else in this IPL. Yeah. He's my MVP of the season so far. For me, Bhuvi Kumar is the MVP. Or Vaibhav, tough call, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd take Vaibhav slightly ahead of Bhuvi because he's 15.
I mean, it is a
and
batting
the quality
game.
Of bowlers, the quality of bowlers he's taken down, though. He hasn't taken down the shit ones.
Yeah. No, that's true. But it is a batter's game, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just feeling
No, I mean, look, for someone to do what Bhuvi is doing at age 36 or 37, like rolling back the clock proper, doing what he was doing 10 years ago, only better, that does kind of speak volumes. But I agree with you. Kamboj is probably a regression to the mean more than anything. But in this particular game, I don't think he's been used properly. The usage has been off. And now Gurjapneet with the wide Yorkers. From here on in till the end of the innings, we will see wide Yorkers, won't we? The most exciting delivery in all of cricket. Why we wake up in the morning and the sort of thing we imagine. Not stumps splattering. That's old school now.
Yeah. Who needs the Wakar Yunis reverse swinging Yorker?
Yeah. Who needs that
wide
shit?
Yorker.
It's all about the wide Yorkers. It's all about reviewing wide balls. That's where we're at. And they have reviewed this wide ball, haven't they? No, they haven't.
No, they haven't? Okay.
I like this from Gurjapneet, man. He's getting the ball to cut away from the right-handers, slightly back of a length. And that's what Deepak was saying, that MS told him to bowl cutters in that fashion. So he's reaped his rewards today. He's been the best bowler on display in this innings by a country mile.
I actually forgot to grill Deepak a little bit on that because whenever someone says MS said no, I think you need to probe further because it's become so fashionable. Like MS Dhoni might have said 5 sentences and that becomes like a thing. Like Dhoni ne bola. So we need to have slight bit of skepticism about all this.
Yeah, well, let's see if he comes back on the stream, then you can challenge him or grill him.
No, I just want to ask him where, just to ask him where and all he heard that and it's very possible that actually MS had a longer than 5-minute chat and actually spent some time and actually
maybe there's a video. For all you know, there's a video out there somewhere, right? That might also just be a 25-second chat, but enough for the video.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sai's closing in on his 50 as well. And Gujarat, it doesn't seem like CSK know where to take their next wicket from or first wicket from. Their best bowler has been Gurjapneet and he's got 8 deliveries left in this innings. So, they haven't played a keel.
I saw that Noor got smashed by Shubman. So, I guess that also, otherwise they could have just gone to Noor
Yeah.
But if he's getting smashed also, yeah, you're in some trouble.
Yeah, I don't know how they pull this back, and they're not particularly a team CSK. Even if the conditions are favorable, you don't expect them to chase down 220.
I mean, they need Urvil to have like a mad day out, and
True.
then they could, Urvil basically needs to do what Vaibhav did in the last match for Rajasthan. He needs to do something like that, and he's the only one who can. I don't know which finger, which hand did Samson get hurt? Can he bat?
So
If
he was diving to the right. Yeah, right finger. Right pinky, probably.
I think you would be better off with the left pinky hurt if you are a right-hander.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how if he can. I mean, maybe he can bat, but I don't know how effectively he can bat or how much his effectiveness will be reduced because of this. So yeah, so they need Urvil to have a day out, man, to chase this.
Yeah.
And Sunrisers Hyderabad need Urvil to have a day out because Gujarat losing gives them their best chance of finishing in the top 2. If Gujarat win, then I think it'll be really tough for SRH to finish in the top 2. I mean, they'll have a
Right.
steeper task.
And they've got RCB as well as their last game,
Yes.
so that won't be easy either. Left pinky, not right, but wait. So he was behind the stumps and he dove towards the off stump. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right. I'm
I mean,
correct, you're wrong.
From what you're saying, it is right. But
You might have thought it would be, oh no, he's actually right. It's left. I'm wrong. He
Oh.
dove to his left. Yeah, because I am
Was
on
it a
this
left-hander?
side. He was on that side. Right. So this way, if I'm diving towards off stump, it's my left. Glad we
Only-
figured that out.
only on Combox Live Watch Along you get to speak to Behram's back also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's probably a
But-
bit better for him then.
That's a little bit better, I guess, but it's
hand.
still, yeah, and because the pinky, so it's behind, right, behind the handle, so it's a little bit whatever protected. And let's say you hold it like that with the pinky off.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it won't affect your power and your control that much because it's just the pinky.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he hasn't come back on the field. They probably
Yeah.
don't want to risk him either. Noor's back. This should be fun.
He needs to find his length.
Yeah, they need wickets. And
Yeah.
50 for Sai Sudarshan. 35 ball 50 for Sai. So both the Gujarat openers have crossed their half
What's
centuries.
your-
And
What's your
Yeah.
take on 35 ball 50s?
I think they're going out of fashion.
No, that they are, but do you personally
Depends on
like
the surface. On this surface, it's a bit slow.
Yeah.
I would have Sai. I would have no issues with Sai if he was getting to 50 and 30 balls, but 35 is a bit too much for my liking. Because to convert a 35 ball 50 to a 55 ball 100, you need to go absolutely berserk, right? You need to double
Yeah.
up in the next 20 balls, and I think just based on that alone, it's not worth it. But like it works for Gujarat. So this team in particular, you need the top 3 to be out there for as long as they can be. So I suppose it depends on your role within the team, and they can afford for Sai to just be a bit more cautious, whereas Gill and Butler can do more of the attacking.
Behram, I'll have to go for 10 minutes.
Sure, I'll man the station.
You man the
No
station.
biggie.
Yeah. Please be kind to Behram. He's going to man it all alone.
That's okay.
Alone.
I mean, a lot of people are probably annoyed with your fan anyway. So, shouldn't be much of an issue.
Yeah. Send in all your super chats now. This is a good time.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
I'll
All right,
see you guys
soon.
in just 10 minutes.
Bye, Saurabh.
Bye.
And here we are, fellas. What we feared the most, that I will be on this live watch along solo. Noor has bowled a decent over. A single conceded followed by 3 dots. And 3 dots is 57 trees, if I'm wrong. 47? No, 57 trees, right? Yes, I am correct. And Achint is saying he can hear his thoughts again. Yeah, I mean, really, the fan was loud. Incredible how much of a difference it's made. Rob Barron will be on in the second innings. I have been informed. And don't you guys worry. So, yeah, NBB, I'd love to know the stats of me and Rob being alone on the pod. I don't think anyone else has been alone on the pod. But it's kind of a monotonous game as well. Like, Gujarat are doing a Gujarat on CSK. Just chilling. They know they'll get a high total the longer these guys stay out because they've still got Butler in the tank. And yeah, Pranav, I suppose some people will miss Saurabh's fan. Aren't you Saurabh's fan? Anyway. Oh, here's my uni bro lad on the ads. I can't do much about the t-shirt, Achint. You're going to have to make do, bro. And yeah, it's quite hot over here in Islamabad today as well, actually. Like, I've got the AC on 16 and I'm still, as you can see, slightly sweaty. So, yeah. It's going to be a bit boring. We're going to have to make do for the time being. I can only talk to myself so much. You guys can send in some fun super chats or just regular chats. I don't know, man. Gujarat 124 for no loss after 12 overs. And I don't know what Junaid Khan sounds like, idiot savant. Otherwise, I would have. I mean, I have probably heard him speak, but yeah, I mean, it's been a while. So, can't quite recall. So, I mean, surely they get to 220 from here, like 10 wickets in hand, 96 runs in 8 overs, 12 runs per over. Shouldn't be too hard. CSK have had one bowler do well for them, Gurjapneet, and even he only has 1 over remaining. And Saurabh's fan was the third person in the conversation, Achint. That is correct. Baram, you should hear Glenn's mimicry of Dhoni. Who is Glenn? I've seen that mimicry guy, the Indian bloke who mimics Danny Morrison, Ricky Ponting. I don't know who else, but I think he's quite talented. Orville, Zoran's well. He's 2.5 months old today. So I'm just hoping that he gets to 4 months real quick and this gets slightly easier. Oh, there we are. The trees which are being planted. 600,000 plus tree saplings have been planted. Wow. Okay, so different numbers across different areas. Look, 19 trees per dot is a bit of a stretch, but yeah. What is your Ankush saying? Yeah, Glenn works for Combox. Behram works for Combox. Glenn and Behram have never been on the same show before. And Ishir Gupta, underutilized for Pakistan. I named Junaid Khan. He's one. They only played him in Asian test matches. I think he got 1 test in South Africa, perhaps. Didn't do quite well, but yeah. And we can see Joss Butler waiting for his turn. Yeah, maybe I'll jump on a watch along with Glenn someday. It just hasn't happened yet. The ball has been skied. It's in the air. There's a fielder underneath it, and it has been safely pouched as well. Good catch, and that'll spell the end of Shubman Gill, who has to depart for a 37-ball 64. So, considering that he got to his 50 in 23 balls, 64 of 37 isn't that great. He's slowed down. Not too happy with that post-50 batting. If we do the math here, he's gone at run a ball, right? 14 runs, 14 balls. Correct? And I mean, Shivam Dubey has caught a catch, so that is quite a spectacle, right? Like, it's an event. Everyone should celebrate. He wouldn't be happy with that, Gill. He's got the orange cap, sure. But if you are 50 of 23, you don't want to be departing for 64 of 37. If anything, that review that they didn't take has helped them, right? CSK. Because he was a goner on 51 of 26, I believe, Shubman. And yeah, after that non-dismissal, he has just added 13 runs in the next 11 balls. So it's a bit underwhelming, if you ask me. Okay, did the pitch become slow? Not from where I'm watching. It doesn't seem like it has many demons in it. And maybe it's change of pace by Spencer on that occasion. I didn't really note. I was talking to you guys and he got a wicket. But good catch. And no, Anurag, there was a period in between where Naseem Shah was just amazing. I think it was when he started off in ODIs. Really, really good. And then they did the same thing to him, right? Overbowled him, didn't take care of him. Otherwise, the ceiling was really high on that kid. And still might be, but I don't know anymore. All right, then. We've got Joss, the boss, Butler, making his way out to the middle. And yes, NBB Jared has mentioned that Rahul Tripathi would get into Pakistan's side. I mean, you're saying surely that can't be true. Have you watched Pakistan bat? First ball by Butler is glanced away to find leg for 4. So he's off the mark first ball with a boundary. And Gujarat are now 129 for 1 in 12.3 overs. So the run rate is still good. They still look good for like 220, 225 perhaps. But they need to go berserk at this point. All right. Your favorite player is Azhar Chima. My favorite memory of him is when he defended, I don't know how many runs off the last over versus Bangladesh in the Asia Cup final. He defended 3 runs off the last ball. That I remember, but I don't know how many it was for the over. But Azhar Chima is coaching these days, and I've heard he's quite good. Not sure who he's working with, but he is definitely coaching these days. I can tell you that. Okay. No super chats, guys. No fun chats. Don't want to make me play any games. Spencer was wayward, erratic, and now he's had a good comeback post power play. Scott Shubman Gill's wicket. Gill would be disappointed with that knock given that he was 50 of 23 and then 64 of 37. Thanks, Prateek. Love you, bro. Zoran's doing well, as am I. Hope you're doing well as well. And we've got a super chat from Rick Jake, who says, Bez, one IPL player you'd love to see in the PSL. Oof. So I cannot pick Vaibhav. Abhishek. Surely. I'd love to see Abhishek Sharma in the PSL. Or Bumrah, actually. Scratch that. Give me Jasprit Bumrah in the PSL. Okay. Top 3 weirdest bowling actions I've ever seen. Paul Adams. He's got to be one. Right? Sohail Tanveer. It's got to be 2. Number 3, eh? Now, there's so many weird actions, but Adams and Tanveer were like really awkward. I would say, I don't want to say Malinga because we've seen so many slingers since, right? So it doesn't feel right. Virat Kohli is not a bad shout. Very weird bowling action. Mushi, maybe. Mushtaq, but oh, Bumrah, surely. Yeah, Bumrah. So we've got Bumrah, Sohail Tanveer, and Paul Adams. There's your answer. Josh Tongue is also kind of weird. Completely forgot Bumrah. Maybe Babar could play for Gujarat, man. He kind of does fit the bill with respect to how they play. Kedar Jadhav was also weird, really like low trajectory. Not exactly slingy, I would say, but a lot of people are doing that now. Like Gerhard Erasmus in the T20 World Cup showed us a bit of that. Sikandar Raza does a bit of that. It's not like the go-to action, like they have that variation, I suppose. Some spinners, some right-arm off spinners. Noor's back. Shit first over, good second over. And he'll have to bowl to Sai Sudarshan, who's batting on 51 of 37. Sohaib, I don't know what might be the issue over there, but there is a way to send super chats. I just don't know what it is. All right, pumped down the ground, past long off for 4 by Sai Sudarshan. 1 bounce 4, and they needed that, Gujarat, because they've seen their scoring rate slip below 10 runs and over, and just with that 4, it's gone up or above 10 runs and over again. 133 for 1 in 13.1 overs. Really, really good shot by Sai. Got to the pitch of the ball, smacked that, passed long off for a 1 bounce 4. And second ball is a bit of a drag back, cannot capitalize, Sai. So, yeah, I don't remember Kaushik. There was a period in between where for a lot of years I didn't watch the IPL. So I think Gujarat Lions played then. And what's par score? I think par score would have to be 210. Yeah. The wicket hasn't really done anything for me. Still not doing anything. And Gujarat have got a really good bowling attack as well. So maybe like a pass score might be enough for them. And CSK is the opposition team. All right, Joss Butler pumps that up and over long on for 6. Proper golf swing for 6 by Joss the boss, which takes Gujarat to 140 for 1 in 13.3 overs. So they're on their merry way to post a big total. Chennai need wickets, and they need wickets ASAP. No Rocky. Okay, we have a super chat. No, I've already taken that super chat. I picked Bumrah in the PSL. Right now, I can't watch the clip, man, because I'm talking to you guys and I'm making notes as well. So I can't multitask to that degree. I don't think Prem Braj that Pakistan making the finals in the 2022 T20 World Cup made them regress. No, the poor cricket and bad administration, systemic failures, that was the reason behind regression. Making a final doesn't make you regress. So bad day for Noor. It's gone for runs. And Achint is missing prime Joss. What else do we have? Says edit and try again. I don't know what's going on with you or on your end, Sohaib. Maybe you're in a country which doesn't support super chats. My shirt looks like what Sandman wears in Spider-Man. I'm going to have to go and check. I just remember that Sandman is the same guy from George in the Jungle, isn't he? The Brendan Fraser Tarzan-y flick. Pretty sure Sandman's the same guy from that movie. Okay, what else are you guys talking about? Which Australian player would you trade for a Pakistani player? Depends on the format. Give me a format. And Rick Jake is asking, Bez, favorite cricket ground you've ever been to? I'm not going to count the Pakistan ones because, I've been to them a lot. I would say, while Lords is great, don't get me wrong, lots of fun. I've been in the stands, I've been in the press box, right? Wide ball and they'll pick up a run as well. And I love Lords. It's brilliant. And it's classy and it's beautiful and there's the slope and everything. But I witnessed Pakistan defeat New Zealand in the 2019 ODI World Cup in Edgbaston. And I would say just because of the crowd that we have in Birmingham, the Edgbaston crowd, I'd have to say Edgbaston. That's the ground I'm going with. And other than that, I've been to Headingley. I think Headingley was a wee bit underwhelming, but it was fun because it's a Pakistan-Afghanistan game and the bar was empty, no lines. So we just kind of sat next to the bar. And that's another 6 for Joss Butler, up and over long on. So that's 2 golf swings in the over for 6. And that takes Gujarat to 151 for 1 at the end of 14 overs. CSK need wickets. They aren't getting any. So yeah, was a tough one between Lords and Edgbaston. I've gone with Edgbaston just because of the crowd. If you go by the scenery, I would have picked Lords. And that's it. I haven't been to other stadia. How many countries have I been to, Ankus? A lot. Lived in Canada, lived in Pakistan. Currently live in Pakistan as well. But I was in Canada for 11 years. I've been to a lot of states in the United States. Costa Rica, Malaysia, Thailand, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Ireland, Russia, Germany, but only Hamburg in Germany. England, plenty of times. Too many times to count, maybe 4 or 5. And yeah, I think that might be it. If something else comes to my mind, I'll let you know. I'm not counting stopovers or layovers in this, obviously. Okay, so we've got Sohaib with a super chat. Hey! Finally, it has worked for him. Park should have followed England and designated players for formats. At this point, seems difficult that most Park players can adopt in different formats. Babar is an example. Look, I'm not opposed to that idea, obviously. I think specialists for formats is always a good idea. But they didn't get the memo in white ball cricket and they've been too timid. They haven't really made attempts to bat faster, and even when they've tried, they don't have those gears. Other than that, Test cricket has just been a very steep decline, a terminal one as well. Saurabh's back. I don't have to talk alone anymore.
I'm very curious. Oh, a wicket fell when I was gone. Who got out?
Gill went
Gill
out.
got out.
Yeah, but
That's
you know
good
he
for
was
Chennai.
he was 50 of 23 and he ends up with 64 of 37.
Oh, Varun is not going to like that.
Yeah, Rudra Patel, my nickname isn't Bez. Sometimes people call me Beza, but if our friend wants to call us Bez in the super chats, then I'm Bez. No issues.
As long as you're not Baz, I think you're good.
I would have taken that like 10 years ago. I would have loved to be Baz.
10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe not anymore.
even 2-3 years ago, right? Like, it's only in the
Before
last
Bazball?
bit.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. No,
Even after the first year. Even after the first year of Bazball.
Bazball first year was like, all new, the new shiny thing in town. Like, it's only in the last year that it has come unstuck a little bit.
All right,
Oh,
so
I guess
Bazball.
everyone is commenting Saurabh and his fan are back. Like, is the fan really that loud?
It is quite loud. But I don't
Oh.
want you to die either. Even if some other people in
I
the
can-
comments have
I'll
different
try
ideas.
and reduce it a little so like we
Okay,
can have
sure.
a compromise.
Let's see. Chennai might not make it to the playoffs, guys, but they're number 2 on the Fair Play Award rankings, which means
They're number
Jack.
2. Wait, who is
They are
number
number
1?
Punjab.
Wow, okay.
All 5 rivers. Well-behaved 5 rivers. Mukesh is back. Just bowl Gurjapneet out at this point. Like, when are you going to do that? Who are they even going to bowl, that, given that Noor is going for 1,000,000 runs? Oh, tries to go for the ramp scoop. Misses it. Sai Sudarshan. What do you think is par score over here? I said 210.
I mean, given that it's Chennai chasing, I would think 210 should be enough. They haven't really inspired confidence in while chasing, have they? Not that they've,
This is a great super chat by Rudra Patel who says, what kind of cricket philosophy would Bezball have?
Tell us.
Depends on the formats, right? I feel like I'll be more specialists heavy in tests, but in white ball I will make room for the all-rounders. And it has to be attacking, but not like absolutely brainless either, right? Like
Who
for
is
instance,
absolutely brainless attacking, according to you?
at times Bazball has been that, but not always. They've been smart about it. We were convinced that Bazball 3.0 was going to Australia for the Ashes, and we did not see it. But I like, for instance, you pick your battles wisely. If Bumrah is on one, just pay him some respect.
Yes.
But then target other people. You can't just let Akshar completely choke you, which Pakistan generally do let them, like they get themselves in that hole. But I would say just attack a bit smartly, but capitalize on power plays, man. I'm big on capitalizing power plays. So that would be the philosophy. And we've got another super chat, and we've got another big shot. That's been, what was that, pulled off one hand for 6?
I'll be able to tell you in 5 seconds.
Yeah, let me know, because I kind of missed that shot. But Butler is dealing in 6s. I think that was off one hand.
Rishabh
So here with another
Pant-esque.
super chat. Yeah, it is Rishabh Pant. If that happened, I'm going to have to see the replay.
I'll tell you now.
Yep. Kind of.
I mean, he connected and then his hand came off.
Yeah.
But it was actually a little bit Rishabh Pant-esque, except
It was.
Rishabh Pant's body is like, contorted in more
It's going all over the
weird
shop. but
shapes.
Yeah. That 6 takes Gujarat to 158 for 1 and 14.3 overs, so they're well ahead in this contest currently. So here with another super chat asks, being a Kohli fan, I often just go to YouTube to watch good Babar innings, and I don't think enough people realize Prime Babar was just poetry in motion. I don't think enough people realize that Prime Babar's run of being Prime Babar wasn't short. He was good for quite a while, and then the drop-off was so steep that now he's become a joke or a meme. But he was really good. And one thing that people also don't understand is that he was good when the wobble seam era or the pace playing pandemic started. Everyone's averages fell off, but Marnus and Babar were bossing it everywhere. And then obviously both of them go through these catastrophic dips, and we haven't seen them really come back into their form
Was
as
it
avatars.
Varun or Himanish who did the analysis that Marnus was the luckiest player in that era? Like, he had the most drops of him.
Isn't it Harry
like-
Brook these days?
No, I'm talking about that time when Marnus was
Someone
in form.
did do
like,
that.
Yeah, Harry.
I can't remember who it was.
I think it might have been Himanish, but I'm not
Might have been.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that was
Babar, to
Good
watch.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. To watch Babar has always been good. Like, Just watching his shot making, I hate him in T20 cricket, but just shot making wise, there is nothing to complain about at all. I mean, if you have a complaint about Babar shot making, you are like you are not watching cricket. You're difficult to please. His aesthetics while batting are supreme.
Yeah,
It's
plus,
just
I
that.
think he couldn't deal with the fame, I think, ultimately.
Oh
And
yeah,
he couldn't
that
upskill.
will be a thing. Yeah.
There's an entire podcast that Jared and I did right before the T20 World Cup on Babar. You guys should just
yes.
go check that out. But even in Test cricket, the runs just vanish. It was a really, really bad patch. It's still kind of ongoing, even though recently he's shown us some signs that maybe he can find his feet again. I'm hoping he can, because when Babar's playing well, especially in the longer formats, right, you want to watch him bat. Really,
Yeah.
really fun to watch.
But like you said, he just refused to upskill for the T20 format, particularly.
Yeah.
And it seems like he didn't realize that there is upskilling needed, because I just keep going back to my like you can tell me to move on from this, but because I'm going to reference the BBL, so Australia, so it sort of
Yeah.
fits. Stuart McGill's
No,
move
it's a
on fits,
fair
but
argument.
yeah, like that whole episode, where he threw all his toys out of the pram for that refuse single. When look, if Steve Smith says no, refuses a single and then gets 4 runs of the next 6 balls,
Yeah.
I understand the angst. He got 30 runs in that over. You should be like, great, well
You
done.
should be happy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that kind of shows you how, stardom can impact people in weird
Yeah.
ways. And I think Babar just hasn't dealt with it well. The social media age hasn't helped. But ultimately, you as a cricketer are incentivized to perform. So you have to take that responsibility, even if it's a complete shit show as far as administration and management is concerned. Other players have been there before as well. I'm not saying it's all his fault, but a lot of it is his fault as well. So it goes both ways. Sohaib with another super chat says, fan of Baz, but who plays Jamie Smith in a test match? I think Jamie Smith's a pretty good bat, but maybe he's not a keeper.
I
don't know.
I think he's one of the few who Rob actually rates,
Yeah.
Rob Barron.
And
so
that has been slapped by Sai Sudarshan on the offside, bludgeoned through the covers for 4. What a slap. Yeah, Gujarat looking really good. 164 for 115.2 overs. They can easily go to 230, maybe 240 from here if they play their cards right.
I mean, you look at the fact that Sai has faced 43 balls, and you think they could have actually been 175, not 164. If he had scored at a little bit quicker rate.
True.
Like Josh Butter is 27 of 12, man, and
Yeah. Well, the top 3 has fired, and that doesn't augur well at all for CSK. That's a wide ball. And I think Jamie Smith is a very talented cricketer, but perhaps giving him the gloves complicates things a bit, because he's not a natural or first choice keeper. Like, he doesn't keep for his county, for instance. Doesn't keep for Surrey. And another super chat. You guys are on fire today. This one's from Vert Permis. What do you make of Spencer Johnson? Is he test quality? I don't think he's test quality. It's pacey.
test quality,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah, don't think he can play tests though. He can be very
I
erratic,
mean,
very wayward, injury prone.
He might be able to, but it's very difficult to judge based on his IPL, right? Like,
And
you
he's
need
not
to
young.
watch Shield
People
cricket
might
for that.
think
Yeah.
that Spencer Johnson is young, but he's not. He's close to 30 if he hasn't touched 30
you know
already.
what? I am people. I didn't realize he
Oh.
was close to 30.
Yeah, definitely. He's been around for a while. It's
He's-
just that he's always been injured.
He's crossed 30.
Has he?
Yeah. He's going to turn 31 in December, so he's 30
Well-
and a half.
There you have it, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
That
I'm
window
just
is gone.
checking his first class record. His first class average is 27.46.
Not terrible.
He has played just 6 first class matches, so I don't think
Can't.
if you have played only 6 first class matches by the time you're 30, I don't think you're making it to the test side.
I don't know why batters don't try to reverse ramp Kamboj. You know what he's going to do. Anyway, that's it for the super chats. Let's see what you guys have on regular chat for us.
But that's
Yeah,
good,
Australia's-
I told them
Yeah.
to send in their super chats now, and they did. Like,
No, they kept me entertained while you
Yeah.
were gone. And I think Australia will have some issues when the cartel retires. But they'll play out
Yes.
this cycle. And that
I
has
like-
been bashed up and over long off for a maximum. So Sai Sudarshan has finally started to smash it. And that takes Gujarat to 173 for 115.5 overs. So very, very, not ill-timed, but a nicely timed 6, I would say.
I like this chat, so that's why I've put it up. Favorite book from the shelf behind you? From the shelf behind me, this is just cricket books. So cricket books, I have a few favorites. My all-time favorite cricket book is probably On Wand by Gideon Hay. If you haven't read it, all of you just should. It's Gideon at his finest, and when the finest cricket writer of our generation is at his finest, it's quite something. And he's just written on various aspects of Vaughan, and he's written on him like nobody else has. He's written the whole book without a single interview with Vaughan. It's just his observations, and his years of cricket reportage around Shane Warne. It's a fascinating book. It's actually the book that I turned to when the sudden passing of Shane Warne happened, and it hit us like a truck basically, because of course nobody was expecting him to go that young, and so just at that time you look at YouTube videos or you look at past interviews or whatever, read stuff about him. This is what I did. I picked up On Warne and I read it again. I like it way more than Shane Warne's own autobiography, No Spin, which I also have. The Mark Nicholas one? Yeah. Like, that's an interesting book, but like On Warne is just on a different level. And there are quite a few others that I really like. I like War Minus the Shooting by Mike Marquee. I like Pandits from Pakistan by Rahul Bhattacharya. Actually, you should definitely read that if you haven't, Behram. Have you read that?
I haven't read that yet, no. But everyone tells me that that's a must read.
It is. It is on India's tour of Pakistan in 2004, which from an Indian point of view was a very successful tour. They won the Test series and the ODI series. First time ever that they'd done it in Pakistan. It was the series where Sehwag made 309 in Multan, which was overshadowed because the India declared with Sachin Tendulkar on 194, which was it was a whole series. It was a series where Inzamam was apparently constantly badgered by the local press about pitches, and finally at one press conference when they asked him why is there no घास क्यों नहीं है pitch पे, घास क्यों नहीं है, he's like, भैया मैं बैटर हूँ, माली नहीं. Which for those who don't understand Hindi, it was, brother, I'm a batter, I'm not a gardener. Like, stop asking me why there isn't grass on the pitch.
Another 6 by Joss Butler. He's in a mood today. This one's been whacked up and over long off, and Gujarat have upped the ante, that's for sure. 179 for 1 now in 16.1 overs. And
I think 210 was underselling it, Behram. I think they'll get to more than 210.
I was saying par score, like absolute minimum kind of. But Sohaib over here has another super chat. As soon as he's figured out how to send super chats, it's been one after the other. Thank you, buddy. He says in 2011 there were 8 good teams, but now there are hardly 4. What do you guys think about the future of cricket, the way competition is diminishing? It sucks.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I
think it is not as competitive as it was in 2011 for sure.
Just look at Test cricket. It has become way more competitive. Like anybody can beat anybody. You have. I think someone made a full circle of this team beat this team, this team beat this team, this team beat this team.
Jared made the circle.
Okay, Jared made it.
This was 2024. It was really bizarre.
Yeah, so
I think
in 2011 you couldn't make that circle at all.
Yeah, Test cricket, yes. White ball cricket, it is quite skewed now.
No, white ball cricket, India has pulled ahead of the pack. It's not as if the others are, and India, despite having pulled ahead of the pack, are still not the holders of the ODI World Cup. Right, they might be the best team, but they are not the holders of the ODI World Cup. And in the 2000s, when Australia was on a similar level above the rest as India was, they won the World Cups. So, I don't know, man. I kind of don't really agree.
With white ball, I just feel like the way certain teams play now, India is obviously ruling the roost, but Australia, South Africa, even England, like they are upping the volatility constantly, but when it comes off, it comes off. They are on a different level. Then you've got this other tier, which has like New Zealand perhaps on its own right? And then there's the rest of the crop. I don't know, man. I feel like it's very predictable in white ball now. You can easily guess semi-finalists, for instance. And
Okay,
that
yeah, that's fair.
is a bit of a mood dampener. But then again, sport is cyclical. There is
Yeah.
no way to say that this will remain the case. Maybe 10 years from now, the story is different. Who knows?
Yeah.
It happens in all sport, right? Like, for instance, Federer came onto the scene or broke onto the scene and he started dominating tennis. And then slowly it was a Federer, Nadal, Djokovic three-way battle. So these things change with every year, and that's what makes sport beautiful, I suppose.
Yeah, actually, you could say the same about tennis. Like, when it was the Sampras, Agassi, Becker, Ivanisevic, Edberg, Rafter, all of these guys era, you knew who the top 10 were, and Marat Safin, another. You knew who the top 10 were. Like, when it became the Federer, Djokovic, Nadal era, you often didn't know who was outside the top 5 also.
Yeah, Murray
Like it was not
there.
as familiar. Murray was there, okay, he was a
David
familiar name.
Ferrer.
Yes, but they were nowhere as familiar names as the top 10 of the previous era were.
Yeah.
Because just
fair.
these three were so far outstripping the rest. So yeah, it does go in cycles, sport.
And then there was a period in between where we were like, okay, now Djokovic is just winning because he doesn't have any more competition left.
Yeah.
And then you get Sinner and Alcaraz, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Richards, Stan Wawrinka and Juan Martin Del Potro were also part of that crop, but Del Potro got
Yes.
injured. Songa never really became that big thing. He had
Tsonga
a couple
never
of
became that,
good
yeah.
Grand Slams, and that's about it. Stan Wawrinka was decent, like sure shot semi-finalist.
I mean,
Cilic was good too.
If you combine Del Potro and Stan Wawrinka, and you have Del Potro's forehand and Stan Wawrinka's backhand, you have
Yeah.
one hell of a player.
True.
That is a player who would beat Nadal, Djokovic, Federer.
Maybe. But anyway, end of the 17th over. And is it what, a no ball? So not the end of the 17th over. Free hit upcoming. Spencer Johnson has
Come on,
overstepped.
guys. When you're getting whacked, you can't bowl no balls.
It's also, I know we've seen runs, but I don't know why I've really found this innings to be extremely boring. You know, like,
That's just Gujarat Titans, right? That's how they do it. Like,
I suppose.
yeah, they sort of, even when they're hitting sixes, they're doing it with some amount of ruthless efficiency. Whereas when a Vaibhav and Priyansh Arya are hitting sixes, there is a lot more explosiveness sort of
Yeah.
attached to that. So maybe that's why.
He's missed out on the free hit, Joss Butler. Just a single. Almost overthrows, but not really. 186 for 1 after 17. So yeah, they get what? 45 runs off these last 3 overs, and that's 230. I think they'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Should get 45 runs in the last 3 overs with 9 wickets in hand. Right? Like, surely.
I mean, 45 is still. I mean, they'll
It's
do
a
really well
lenient.
to get it. But
Lenient or conservative estimate. This is the IPL we're talking about. IPL 2026.
okay, I'll metaphorically bet against 45. I'm
let's
saying,
see.
I'm saying they'll get 38.
I mentioned Andy Murray, Raghav. He was the first name I mentioned.
Yeah, he was the first name, Raghav. You need to pay attention.
Yes. Yeah, now it's all Alcaraz, Sinner, and Alcaraz might
Yeah.
be a smidgen above Sinner, but Alcaraz is injured right now, so Sinner.
Yeah, he's not playing the French Open,
Yeah,
so it's Sinners. But I was just talking about this yesterday, day before yesterday with Sharda Ugra.
Oh, you met Sharda
about-
day before yesterday?
Yes. So,
Lucky you.
But so I was telling her now, it's Sinners to win. And she was like, listen, it's the French Open. The most unpredictable things happen in the French Open out of all the Grand Slams. So, don't be all, Sinners, it's all Sinners to win. I still think it is. But Sharda has watched a lot more sport than me. She's a lot more perceptive than me. So, we have to defer to her a little bit.
Abhay with a very valuable comment over here. He says, to be fair, Behram, we haven't seen mega death overs hitting this season. Interesting. Well,
That's true,
we've seen a
actually.
wide, and then he's played the next wide, Butler, for just 1 run. Gurjapneet has been really good. I don't know why he's going for these Yorkerish lengths, though. He was doing so well, bowling those cutters into the pitch, back of a length. Just continue to do that, and you'll get a top edge, buddy. Don't ruin your figures. Don't get out of my notes in your final over. You don't want that.
Nafis Rahman, what they say, tere muh mein ghee shakkar. I'm going to go. Although I've missed the qualifying round, I'll still.
Have you
Go
ever
and win
gone
it.
to watch tennis?
Yes.
I've never experienced that.
Oh,
You have an open though, an ATP tour in Mumbai.
in Chennai it used to
In
be,
Chennai.
but I've never. In India, I watched when Mahesh Bhupati brought this IPTL, Indian
Oh.
Indian Premier Tennis League.
Wow.
It was
So
around for
really.
It was around for 3 seasons. I went for the first 2 seasons. The first season it was headlined by Djokovic and Federer, and the next season it was Federer and Nadal. So I got to
Okay.
see that, and I was very happy. And there were others also, like there were the first season. Sampras came, Pat Rafter came, Ivanisevic came. So I mean, obviously they were retired and all that. But
Yeah.
I grew up watching these guys, so I was like overjoyed to see them. in
That's the
action.
ball Gurjapneet. That's what you need to deliver.
Okay, what did he
Like
did he get a
that.
wicket?
No, but he bowled a cutter into the pitch. And Butler didn't know what to do with it because it barely had any clicks on it. But that's quite exciting, man. Although I'm not a big fan of making everything a franchise league. I feel like it doesn't work in any other sport other than cricket.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man.
So,
I've never watched
Anyway,
those
I had
guys.
gone to watch, and this year again there was another, this sort of exhibition. So Kyrgios came for that. Danny Medvedev came. Gail Monfils with his
Okay.
wife, with Elena Svitolina, and a couple of other players. Indians were there. Sumit Nagal was there, and so that was pretty interesting. I watched.
And is that a six?
From-
Yup.
Okay.
It's been heaved away for 6. It was a full toss. Might be a no ball. They'll have to check this. Sai Sudarshan hasn't spared Gurjapneet on this occasion. Sohaib with another super chat. Thank you, buddy. Point being, with Bangla and Pak cricket in shambles, SL not much to offer. Why hasn't cricket grown in the last 15 years? Should have at least had 10 teams now. I don't know if that's the way to look at it. Bangladesh have been making strides, by the way. They're quite an exciting team now with the pace bowling attack. Sri Lanka are always there and thereabouts, but I agree that they've regressed, especially from like the mid 2000s.
You know what happened 12 years ago, right? The big 3 carve up
Yeah,
of the
that also
ICC's
happened.
financial pie happened 12 years ago. So there might be a correlation with that.
Yeah.
Teams are getting lesser finances, and
They very well
T20 leagues have exploded. So there is that also. I don't know
Yeah.
how all of this ties into each thing, but yeah.
But those are definitely plausible arguments. All right, what else do we got over here? Varun is in the chat. Varun, just join us. Why would you just not come here on camera? He says, I like RCB again. If Gujarat is winning, I have to quit cricket. Lovely. Well, that's why he's not coming. He just can't watch Gujarat play. And it's been pulled away for 4 by Butler on this occasion. So poor end to Gurjapneet's spell. And Gujarat are now 2-0-1 for 1 after that boundary in 18 overs. So yeah, 230 minimum, man. You cannot look at anything below 230 from here.
I mean, I might have been conservative there. And Varun, what do you mean you like RCB again? You should always like RCB.
I want Sunrisers to win it because it'll be entertaining.
RCB
not
will
them-
also be entertaining.
If not them, if not Sunrisers, I want whoever finishes at 4.
That has
Whichever
happened
team it is.
only once, and Sunrisers are the only ones who have done it in 2016. No other team has won from a 3rd, 4th place finish. It's always been one of the top 2 who have won it, because it's ever since the playoff system came into being in 2011 for the IPL.
Yeah.
So I guess it works because it was designed to reward the top 2 finishers, and it has sort of rewarded them.
True.
Yeah.
I love it when like one of the 3-4 teams make it to a final at least. It's always a fun run.
Yeah.
But realistically, like RCB and Gujarat look like the 2 best teams because Sunrisers can falter on a tricky pitch. We've seen that happen as well. They are a bit one-dimensional in that way.
Yeah, and basically, they need to. I think they would fancy their chances against the Titans more. It's just RCB look like a team that has a lot more bases covered. Because RCB, you can say, what if Virat Kohli gets out early? There is still, batting to come. It is
How
not
has he
as
done that?
dis-
What has Sai Sudarshan done? It was originally a wide ball, I reckon, and then he's just kind of swatted that with his bottom hand up and over deep point for 6.
Wow.
Brilliant stuff. Crazy.
Right.
And that Maximum will take Gujarat to 207 for 1 in 18.1 overs. So yeah, I mean, a big score is looming. And Sai is nearing his 100 as well. He's 84 of 52. He might just go and do that, Saurabh.
Okay, I
Double
just-
up in the next 20 balls.
I just saw that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know how that goes for 6, man. Like,
No clue. I thought it was gone.
if you
I was
if you
originally
pause
gonna, yeah.
if you pause the video after he has played the shot, you'll be like he's caught at backward point, right? Yeah. That is caught for 6.
Surely. But he's well set now, and I mean, he's going to be eyeing that 100. I think he should just smash it this over, and if he gets it, he gets it. Otherwise, tough luck.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like if losing Shubman Gill for a cheap score is a greater setback for Gujarat than losing Virat Kohli for a cheap score is
Think he's
for
gone.
RCB.
And yeah, he is gone. Yeah, 84 of 53 for Sai Sudarshan in the end. It's a good knock, but again, both of Gill and Sai Sudarshan could have capitalized a bit more. I know this might be enough for Chennai, by the way. Like, this might be job done. But I don't know, man. 84 of 53 for me in this day and age with the impact sub.
Yeah, it's a decent strike rate, but if you have faced 53 balls, you should be accelerating more, man.
Yeah, I agree.
You should be 90
He's-
plus.
He's pissed at himself. Kamboj takes a wicket. He's not had a good day at all, but yeah, I don't know why no one attempts the reverse ramp off Kamboj. Like, that's what I would spam, because I know it's a wide Yorker every single time. And Gujarat now 207 for 2 in 18.2 overs. So who'll come out to bat now?
Oh yeah,
Holder?
that's interesting.
Holder, right? Probably. Rashid?
Holder. I would send Rashid, man. Just do it.
They never do that.
They never do that. They never do that. Which is why Varun cannot stand them winning.
Not Varun, not Rob Barron either. Every single
Not
time
Rob Barron.
Rob
Yeah.
Barron gets annoyed that they don't send Rashid. But it's got to be one of Holder or Rashid. No one else. Don't send in Tewatia. I will leave. I
Nishant
will not.
Sidhu or Washington
Oh my God,
Sundar.
they've sent Tewatia. I will not leave because this is my job. But fuck. Can't believe it. You have Jason Holder and you've got Rashid Khan.
This is
I
why
don't want them to win the title.
this is why RCB look like the better team. You know, like they play T20 the way T20
Oh, he's
should
gone.
be played.
Run out first ball, isn't he? I don't think he made it, Tewatia.
Not too much damage done then.
Yeah. Just rotate strike. That's it. That was his role. Go and get Butler on strike.
Get Butler on strike, yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Actually,
This was
that might be 4D chess T20 tactics, man. Like send an expendable batter out to get the 6-hitter on strike.
Maybe it is. Who knows? Please don't make it. Oh yeah, he's gone. He was like a fraction or more than a fraction late. And yeah, well, the Tewatia experiment didn't last long. I'm glad this has happened because I was really going to lose it. They still won't send Holder or Rashid though. Just watch.
They'll send Nishant Sidhu or Washington.
Apti, you're making sense. I'll do that. Okay. I left and came back, kept my word. So I did not leave.
Who has come? Is it Washi?
I haven't seen.
Oh.
That's just Tewatia still moving at snail's pace. Going off the ground into the dugout. 207 for 3 Gujarat in 18.3 overs. And 230 is looking a wee bit unrealistic now, perhaps. Not with Butler out there, actually. And Butler squeezes that on the offside for 4. It's Washi.
Wait,
They didn't send Holder
Washi?
or Rashid.
I said
So
they
weird.
might send Washi.
It's just weird. But Joss Butler has played one of the knocks of the night tonight. He's 47 of 22, and this latest boundary has taken Gujarat to 211 for 3 in 18.4 overs. Got a super chat from Rake Jake, who says, Bez, let Tewatia feel included, others can bowl. Yeah, but like others can hit better. That game where Tewatia smashed 30 runs of the last over is ancient history by now. Some people might not even know it happened.
Tewatia actually had a couple of really good years for Titans, 22 and 23. Their first and second years, he was very good for them.
50 up for
He
Josh
had
Butler.
actually a resurgence.
Yeah, it's another one of those whippy shots on the offside. This was a full toss though by Kambodge, so it was a hit me ball, and Butler plays that wristy shot really well on the offside. We've seen him do that plenty of times. Back-to-back boundaries, 23 ball 50, and he has taken Gujarat to 215 for 3 in 18.5 overs, so it's good stuff.
230 is back on.
Yes, surely. Take a single of the last ball actually. Deep in his crease. Great use of the wrists.
Yeah, he should just take a single of the last ball. It's worth it.
Yep. So both Gill and Joss have scored 23 ball 50s. But Gill
So the
slowed
top three
down.
all get 50s for Gujarat.
Yeah. That's their perfect game.
Yeah.
This is what they were designed to do.
This is
them fulfilling the prophecy.
I still don't understand, like it should be possible to be this consistent in the game's most volatile format, and they have 3 people who are just doing it. Like whole of last season they did it, and whole of this season they're doing it. It's very like Ashish Nehra bad. Like Ashish Nehra is beyond analytics. He just is.
Anyway, he does keep the strike. Single of the last ball for Butler. So 216 for 3. Who's going to bowl this over? Mukesh?
Who is left? Let me check.
Not Noor.
Yeah, has to be Mukesh. Unless
this
they
could-
go completely rogue and give it to Shivam Dubey.
No, they're not going to do that.
That has
I
to be
think
Mukesh.
this could go for 20, 25 runs this over. It's possible. Oh, what's happened here? Oh my god, have you reviewed this? It's clearly not out, bro. What the fuck? It's pitched way outside leg stump. We need to go and take a break after this last over. I'm kind of tired. It's been a high octane yet boring innings. I can't explain it. It's proper Gujarat
Which-
stuff.
Which you had to do for 10-15 minutes by yourself also. So
Yeah.
you are more tired than I am.
True. I've been on way more than you because I was with Deepak
Yeah.
before this.
Oh,
Before you
yeah.
even joined.
Yeah.
So there's that
But
little period
how-
as well.
Okay, that is like, come on, man. What are you checking for? Oh, are they checking for a catch? Did that go up in the air and get caught?
Wasting
by
our
someone?
time. Now Butler's reviewing something?
The-
What's going
Uh,
on? That's a brave field for Josh
Like-
Butler.
Why do you need ball tracking for this, man? It's pitched outside leg by a mile.
Yeah, no short fine. And yeah, they just left the leg side completely open, and he's hoiked that over the inner ring fielders for 4. Josh Butler just has a bit of a swing at it. Weird field. That boundary takes Gujarat to 220 for 3 in 19.1 overs, and surely you have some protection on the leg side, man. Like, come on. And it's not like Mukesh
Yeah.
is going to rattle him or anything. And
Yeah,
pepper
even if
a-
you bowl very wide Yorkers, like you have to.
Well, that's a
Okay,
full
yeah.
toss, and he should run for 2. He doesn't. There was definitely 2 on offer over there for Josh Butler, but it's just a single. Wastes a full toss. And now let's see what our good friend, who was it? Who came out to bat? Washi.
Washi.
What can he do? Let's see. Oh, this is Orville's home ground. He's from Ahmedabad. I didn't know that.
Is he?
Jumpsuit says he is. Having the best bowling attack
He's,
in the tournament helps.
He's from Baroda, I think.
Okay, so he's Irfan Pathan's homie.
Yeah, he's. I mean, it's the same state, but it's different teams in India's
Oh,
domestic.
Baroda
setup.
is a state?
No. It's in Ahmedabad. I mean, it's in Gujarat.
What a
so
shot.
It's the same state.
Wide Yorker, and somehow he makes some room, Washington, and he just, I don't even know, scoops it beyond the third man fielder for 6. It's a last minute.
Is it that Sarfaraz type reverse scoop? I'll watch
No,
it
it's not
right
even
now.
a scoop, man. It's just like a last minute lifter.
Oh, yeah, he's just sort of sliced it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's sliced is the word. He sliced it for 6, in fact, because that's hit flush on the Toblerone. So 6
Wow.
runs for Washi off his first ball. And yeah, I think CSK are done. They should just simulate the second innings and call it a day.
Yeah.
Game over.
Who? I don't know. Like, yeah, I still would back RCB over GT, but GT are also looking really good. Good in the sense, winning wise good. They don't look good in terms of how you imagine T20 should be played, but
Yeah.
they're looking really like capable of winning.
They're looking clinical, and they'll have the home ground
Clinical.
advantage if they somehow qualify for the final. Then they are definitely.
And
be
it should be
kind
easy
of
for them to
favourites.
qualify because they look like they're going to finish in the top 2.
So just another single. Butler's missed out on that occasion, I guess. Unbeaten 57 off 27 for Joss Butler. Good innings.
Probably the best innings out of the top 3, right?
Yeah, you'd have to say, because Sai was slow from the get-go. If anything, he accelerates towards the end, and 84
Yeah.
of 53 is what? 84 in 9 overs, which, I mean, looking at the score is kind of underwhelming. Gill was brilliant up top, 23 ball 50, but then 64 of 37 after, and that's a
Yeah.
wicket from Mukesh, so Washi will have to depart. Last ball. Gujarat end with 229 for 4 in their allotted 20 overs, which means that Chennai will have to chase 230 on the dot.
So
Do
they
you
got-
think it's possible if Urvil scores the 20 ball 40? That's it. That's
No.
all we're giving him. No?
No. Not a 20 ball 40.
Okay.
He needs to
20
score a
20 ball 55.
20 ball 55. That would mean they have 100 balls to score. How much? 175. Nah, that's still
Nope.
too high for the rest.
Yeah, anyway, it's been a top job by Gujarat to
No,
get
he needs
229 for 4.
to score 90 or 40 balls.
Okay, well, it's all down to Urvil according to Saurabh, and we will catch you in the second innings. Time for us to go on a break. Let's see whether or not CSK can chase down 230 to keep their hopes alive in this IPL. We don't think they can, but Ruturaj Gaikwad will let us know at the start of the second innings. So we'll see you then. Go nowhere, wait for us, and enjoy whatever show these guys have on for you in the meantime.
You're watching every game this season. Every six, every wicket, every bat hit. But the final, you watch with me.
Stars Play, in partnership with Combox, presents the ultimate IPL final watch party
31st May at the Coca-Cola Arena.
with legendary cricketers Robin Uthappa, Sreesanth, Angelo Matthews, and Universe boss Chris Gale. Buy your tickets now at Coca-ColaArena.com or PlatinumList.net.
A club game, which is almost impossible to do. But I've been obsessed with batting my entire life. And so I put that into my new book, The Art of Batting. Being that I'm not very good at that skill, I decided to talk to other people who were. So I hit up as many contacts as I could just to talk about batting. Rahul Dravid, Brian Lara, AB de Villiers, Kumar Sangakkara, Ross Taylor, Susie Bates, Nasser Hussain, Ian Chappell, and so many, many, many more. I wanted batters to talk about how they and their friends made runs, because that is the art of batting.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Footmarks podcast. I'm Behram Kazi, who you can find at Def Mango on Twitter. And with me is Jared Kimber, who you can find absolutely everywhere. And it's a very interesting topic for this episode of the Footmarks podcast. I'm really proud of myself for the title, Rishabh Pant, because when can we ever use that again, right? Like, it's a one-off one. And so is Rishabh in many ways. We're recording this in the direct aftermath of Rishabh Pant's heroics at Headingley. Yeah, India lost the test, but Rishabh Pant scored 134 in his first dig and 118 in his second. And his 252 run tally is the highest ever for any wicketkeeper batter in a test match in England. And he also became the first Indian batter to score twin hundreds versus England in a test match. So really, really, like, you feel for the guy, right, Jared, that he had to end up on the losing side.
Someone told me that most of his best innings or hundreds overseas have ended up on losing courses, right?
Yes.
So he's not quite managed to do very well with that. But look, it was a fantastic innings, and again, came in true Rishabh Pant style, which is his own one of one.
Yeah, we will talk or dig deeper into what his method looks like, because it looks like madness to the viewer, but there is a lot of method behind Rishabh Pant's style, which only he can understand. But just on that little bit that you mentioned, how I have the numbers. He has 6 Test hundreds in Senna out of 8 Test hundreds in total. So he's much better in all of these countries: South Africa, England, New Zealand, and Australia. And he's averaging 44.44 with the bat in Test cricket. But out of those six away tons, which have come in 5 Test matches, I think India have lost 4 and drawn 1. And when I was growing up, people would throw around Sachin under the bus very frequently, right? I think that's also wrong. I don't exactly agree with it. But they used to say that Sachin Tendulkar will score hundreds, but India won't win those games. Now, obviously, when you do a deep dive in the numbers, you can see that that's not entirely true. But Rishabh Pant is the opposite, isn't he? He is a match winner. He is supposed to win you those games. So this is quite ironic that they've never won those Test matches.
I think it just tells you everything you need to know about the fact that bowlers win your Test matches and batters don't. I think when it comes down to it, that is essentially what those stats tell you. And I think about Rishabh and about Sachin, that's what we're learning from those. So yeah, it is weird, but that innings that he played could have been match winning if India had just taken, if Bumrah had just bowled a normal spell, they probably win that, right?
Yeah. I mean, had India taken those catches, had Shardul not played, potentially Kuldeep would have played ahead of him. Many other things, right? India collapsed with the bat twice as well, but that's besides the point. What I really want to talk about, and I think what the real theme about this show is, that Rishabh Pant was doing Rishabh Pant things in this test, falling over and scooping the ball and, just going for those big shots down the ground early on in his innings. I think in both of his innings, on his second delivery, he came out and he slammed the ball down the ground. On one occasion, he was successful versus Stokes. And then the other innings, he edged one over the slips versus Voxy. But then again, it's not like he was just going on and on as a Mad Max and it was all vibes based. Rishabh Pant left 1 billion deliveries. He was in the 90s for an eternity in his second dig. And he also has those pokey shots and those, I don't even know what you call those stops, like drop stops. It's a weird way in which he defends the ball, isn't he? So it's a real mix of everything.
I was wondering about this, and there can be people that are very upset about this in many different ways, but essentially he's a little bit like Ben Stokes in that there's something kind of mechanical about the way he moves at times, especially when he's defending. It's like they both are like, I am going to defend now, and they sort of come into this weird position, and then when they're attacking, there's this incredible freedom about the way they play, right? Like it's completely different from that. And yeah, I went back and I had a look at it on MV Play and everything, and it's like, it was a mixed bag of sort of all the different things that we know of Rishabh Pant. Whereas I think sometimes people are just like, he's a slogger. And it's like, if he was a slogger, he wouldn't be averaging over 40 in Test cricket. It's like basically impossible to do.
And he wouldn't be leaving all of those deliveries either. And if you watch this Test match, he left plenty, right? DK made a comment when KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant were in partnership in India's second innings. And he said, on one end, you have classical music, and on the other, you have hip hop. And I think that's a really fun analogy because he does hop a lot. And Rishabh Pant is such a fun guy, or a funny guy even at times, that you can actually watch him having this internal battle with himself in the flesh. He's talking to himself. He's telling himself, why do you have to fall over and scoop that ball? Why can't you just play it straight? Stuff like that. And it's not like he's always successful doing it either. My mind takes me back to stupid, right? Sunny Gavaskar. And he wins him over in this test match. That Gavaskar wants him to do another somersault. But it's funny how that somersault backflip comes in the first innings as Pant's celebration, and in the second innings it's calm. And I think that also represents his knocks, because it's not always just throwing the kitchen sink at it. When he does throw the kitchen sink at it, it's just like completely like, okay, I'm just hitting this ball for 6. But when he doesn't, he's very awkward when he is defending, and it kind of works for him.
Yeah, he defends probably in a way that I do a little bit as well, which is, I think, when your natural style is to hit the ball as hard as possible, and that's what you've always done. Sometimes when you defend, you kind of over defend, And,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you watch him and you're just like, settle down, mate. It's not like the last session on day 5 and you're trying to draw out a game. Just block the ball. But he can't. And he sort of over-eggs the defensive shots quite a bit there. So, yeah, I think there is an element of that. And, you know, what I tried to get to in the piece is that someone like Sano Gavaskar will be absolutely fixated for many different reasons on the bad shots that don't work. But he'll also sit there and applaud on the same days when the bad shots do work.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I don't think as cricket fans, we're very good at sort of understanding that if you want Rishabh Pant to be Rishabh Pant, then you have to accept that sometimes he is going to hit the ball straight up in the air with the stupidest shot you've ever seen.
Yeah, and that's what Ravi Shastri kept echoing in the comm box, that it's a percentages game and it won't always come off. But another thing that was really highlighted in your piece was that Rishabh Pant is misunderstood by an entire generation of fans, right? And that is the Sunil Gavaskar generation of fans. And it was even more interesting for me to read that 2 of Gavaskar's own teammates who kept wicket for India, one of them was Farooq Engineer, and I forget the name of the other one. Maybe you can remind me.
Bundi Kundaran. I don't know if they played together, did they, Bundi? But Bundi would have been, when Sano Gavaskar was coming through as a professional, as a teenager, Bundi would have been the wicketkeeper at that time.
Yeah. So both of those guys were also known to be a bit aggressive. In fact, Farooq Engineer, he played 30% quicker than all the other wicket keepers in his era. And Pant is batting 32% quicker than all the other wicket keepers in his era. So whilst there is a parallel over there isn't really any parallel, because when you look at them bat, Pant is just doing his own weird shit with his one-handed shots, those pokey shots that he has. I actually really like the dab to third man. But he is peculiar when it comes to his playing style. Even his dismissal versus Josh Tongue, you know, it looked like a tail-ender's dismissal. Let's be real, right? So he has his own weird way of working out what sort of shots he needs to play. And it's the fact that he's effective which ultimately matters. And that's where people like Sunny Gavaskar maybe struggle a bit.
Yeah, look, when it comes down to it, I think if you look at the Farooq Engineer example of that, Farooq Engineer was seen to be a wicketkeeper first, right? Who offered a little bit of batting and then played his own way and occasionally played these cavalier innings, which really helped India, right?
Yeah.
When your career is finished, that is how you're remembered. During his career, my guess is that there were many times when Farooq Engineer did something and writers and commentators and players, especially former players, were like, why is he playing that shot? Right? And the truth is that Farooq Engineer was ahead of his time in the same way that Rishabh Pant is ahead of his time. But as you said, when it comes down to it, if you find a way to make that repeatable, you kind of have to take it. Right?
Yeah.
If he's averaging 18 doing it, I think Sano Gavaskar is more than fine to do that. But we keep trying to make batters into something that they're not and thinking that will make them better. There aren't too many examples of batters completely changing who they are and making it successful. You know, Steve Waugh is obviously one of the most famous versions of this. But generally, you are who you are and you should bat that way. And it also gives India something that no one else has. Like, they basically have a nuclear weapon in the middle order. Now, sometimes he's going to blow up the opposition. Sometimes he's going to blow himself up.
Yeah, he can self-implode at times. And that's what we saw in that Australian test match, right? Where he just a ball ago was almost dismissed that way. And then he does get dismissed that way. And then that's where Sunny G almost, or not almost, he definitely loses it. But anyway, when you're watching Pant bat in Test cricket, you do feel this kind of freedom of expression, right? Like, it is a visceral experience. He's very uninhibited and brazen in the way he plays his shots, and he can be expansive when he wants to, and when he's not expansive, he's pokey. I think that's the best way to describe his style of defensive play. He's very pokey. So, you know, he is kind of in a league of his own when it comes to this kind of player, Jared. And he's versatile on top of that. You can bat him at 6, you can bat him at 5. He really is a luxury of sorts, especially because ultimately he's averaging 44.44 with the bat in test matches, right? Like, that can't be ignored. He is a wicketkeeper bat. That's exceptional.
Yeah, you know, the flexibility he gives you with your batting order is really... I mean, he could bat at 7, right? There's nothing within his batting to say he couldn't bat at 7. So he can bat at 7, he can bat at 6, he can bat at 5. That means that he can play, give you an incredibly long batting lineup with Jadeja behind him if you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Or Washington one day behind him if you wanted to do it, or Nitesh, whoever that is. Or you can go the other way and you can bat him at 5 and use him as an exciting player, which allows you to bat a specialist at number 6. You know, there's a lot of versatility to his usage that not all players like him have.
Yeah. And, we were talking about Adam Gilchrist and kind of comparing the two together because they're both really attacking or aggressive batters who completely bat the opposition teams out of the game most times when they click, right? I can't say the same for Pant because every time he scores 100 in Sena, India don't win. But, I can totally understand the parallel. It's just that, Gilly obviously did it for a far longer period, right? And he did it in a different era. But Pant, you could argue, is doing it in a tougher era for batting, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And also, I think, having talked to the people back in those days, I don't think they ever felt very comfortable with Gilchrist batting in the top six. I don't think Gilchrist felt particularly comfortable with the idea of him batting in the top six in Test cricket, which means that realistically, Australia never used the flexibility of Gilchrist. Now, if he bats at 6, you could play Ian Harvey at 7. Trying to think, you could have Paul Rifle and Shane Warne at 7 and 8, right? Like there were options that they had available to them around that period that they could have played with. But instead, they didn't do that. And so they never really used the flexibility of having Gilchrist. Whereas India's lent all in on that, right? And they are not just putting him at number 6, but putting him at number 5. Which is definitely usually a specialist batting position. So he's of more use in some ways than Gilchrist has been. Now, part of that is just the two different teams that they've been in and everything else. But that allows them to be more flexible with their lineups. And you might disagree with the way they've been flexible. That's a different conversation for Indian cricket fans at the moment. But that is something that Australia never maximised with Adam Gilchrist. And part of it was I don't think they quite thought he was at that level when it came to batting higher up the order. Now, with Pant, you can do that.
Yeah. And of course, there's also another thing that Pant is really known for is that he kind of starts getting an itch behind his neck or whatever whenever he sees that there's a matchup which he can completely dominate and no one else is doing it. So he's like, nah, I'm not having any of this. And we saw that when he took down Shoaib Bashir and Joe Root in this test match, right? Like everyone else in India's batting order wasn't troubled by Shoaib Bashir, but they were just knocking him around. They were like, okay, we'll take the singles. We're not going to risk anything. And you could actually see Rishabh Pant getting frustrated, right? You're like, you can see in his batting that he's like, I can't just go on like this. I have to play a big shot. And then, boy, does he play all those big shots. He absolutely obliterates Shoaib Bashir. And I would say that amongst wicketkeeper batters, in Test cricket, he is one of those modern bats who really, really is handy versus spin, particularly when you want to take the bowling type down.
No, look.
You're watching every game this season. Every 6, every wicket, every battle. But the final, you watch with me.
Stars Play, in partnership with Combox, presents the ultimate IPL final watch party.
31st May at the Coca-Cola Arena.
With legendary cricketers Robin Uthappa, Sreesanth, Angelo Matthews, and Universe boss Chris Gale. Buy your tickets now at Coca-ColaArena.com or PlatinumList.net.
Hello and welcome to Combox for the second half of the Gujarat Chennai game, where you have missed absolutely nothing in the first ball apart from a really important wicket. So Suraj bowled one in the channel, moving away from Sanju, who we didn't know was going to come out and open the batting because he got injured in the field and he had a very lazy, possibly injured waft at it. Massive nick behind to Josh Buttler, and out he goes for none. And with him probably goes Chennai's chances of chasing this 229, which is a lot of runs. It was the most Gujarat innings of all time. They hardly lost any wickets until the end. Tuatia reminded everyone why he's in the side by getting run out for naught off one ball. Sai got loads really easy. Gill got slightly less, but much better. And Butler got slightly less than that, but even better than that. They now need lots of runs without their best batsman. And Gaikwad has come in 3. So him not opening because he's playing rubbish has slightly backfired because he's now facing the second ball, which he probably wouldn't have been doing if he was opening because he'd be standing at the other end. The other opener is Matt Shaw, who is the first person to have fielded well in the entire IPL so far. That was very interesting. They didn't drop any catches, but they didn't really have any chances because they were bowling to Sai and Gill for most of the time, and they bowled pretty rubbish. Siraj bang on the money early here. First ball wicket, then ... And Siraj is genuinely lethal now at the start of these innings, and Chennai's bowlers appear to have got less effective as the season has gone on, particularly Kambodge, I'd say, who has looked a completely different cricketer from the guy that showed up at the start of the season and was getting everybody out. Gaikwad plays a massive expansive drive for 4 over the offside, and that is the most aggressive shot he has played in about 4 games. Right in the slot, to be fair, from Siraj, because I was just saying how good he was at bowling at the start. Right in the slot, picked up, bang, 4. And away they go, Chennai. I think this might help Gaikwad, because a lot of the other innings that they've had, Gaikwad has had an excuse to drop down the gears because he's lost partners and lost other people to bat with early. And so he's just dropped down the gears. And last time he dropped down the gears so far as he skews one off the edge for a 6. He has tried to flick that down past square leg, I reckon, in that sort of region. And he's ended up top edging it whilst crouched nearly on the floor for 6. You can't say it's a good shot, but you can say it's good intent, and we haven't seen that from Gaikwad. As I was saying, he's been dropping down the gears because he's been losing his partners. But this time, the equation is very simple. Chennai have to chase these runs or they're out. And when you need 230, you can't piss about blocking every ball like he has done in the last couple of innings. You've got to swing and hope for the best. And the best way to get back in form, if you've tried and failed to get yourself back into form by blocking many times, is to whack it. And that's what it looks like Gaikwad is doing here. So he's come to the crease, ... 4-6, ... That first over had everything. It had a 4, it had a 6, it had a wicket, and it had 3 dots. So 10 for 1, chasing 229. Yeah, this is Gaikwad can kind of salvage his and maybe Chennai's season here by doing an innings that he won't be comfortable with, which is high strike rate, mega chase. Matt Short needs to do what he did in the Big Bash. Now, I saw no demons at all in this pitch. Not one of the Chennai bowlers was able to keep a lid on the scoring, other than maybe Gurjapneet, who bowled pretty well. But Noor got spanked out of the attack. They were going so badly that they decided that bowling Dubey was a good idea. It wasn't a good idea last time. It wasn't a good idea this time. He went for 15. And Rabada comes on, and Gujarat are such a regimented team in terms of strategy that we know what's coming. It's 3 of Siraj and 3 of Rabada if it's going fine. Short plays a lovely shot to get off the mark as Rabada goes a bit slotty and gets slotted for 4 through the offside. Yeah, right in the slot. Straight bat. Pass holder who pretends to run after it, but he was 10 million to 1 to stop it once it had gone past him on this outfield. Yeah, I saw no demons at all in the first innings in the pitch, so that should give Chennai some confidence. It looks very straightforward for batting. I didn't think anyone struggled to bat at all who got a go, apart from Tawatir, who has had another entire season without managing to total 100 runs. This time he's gone at 130 strike rate, I think. And yet he gets paid loads of money to play for a team every single game, which surprises me. Now, the reason that I'm on my own is not because we don't have any staff. It's because nobody likes me. And they're all just sat in the studio taking the piss, presumably. Rabada bowls wide, second ball, and is in quickly for his third. So he's 5 off 1. Slightly back of a length, jammed out towards the boundary, where it is well fielded by Siraj. That is something you don't see very often. Siraj fielding well on the boundary for a couple. And even though he's only faced a couple of legal balls, this is the best Matt Short has looked. I think the pitch is dead easy. The market thinks they chase this about 1 in 5. I do not know more than the market, so I will have to say that's fair enough. Rabada in again. Edged, but with no intent to hit the ball in the air. So safe enough for a dot. So we've had 4 wide, 2 dot. Could be a mega bingo this over. We just needed 3. There was a 3 in the first over in the first innings, which was really funny. You tend to only get 3s in the first couple of overs. When the ball is swinging, you find an edge, it goes past the very close fielders and into a pocket somewhere, and then you can hair back for the third. Rabada in again, slightly short. 2 fully match short, and he can't do anything with it. Just for a dot. So if you go a little bit too short to match short, he will pull you all day long over square leg for 6. And he does that constantly in the Big Bash. But he's not managed to transfer that to the IPL, although his last couple of years of the Big Bash have not been any. As I say that, that's basically exactly what he does. Rabada has erred. He's gone a bit too full rather than a bit too short here, I think. Let me just see it again. Yeah, he's in the slot, and Matt Short has absolutely pulverized it over the leg side for 6, over mid-wicket, basically. And he'll be feeling a lot better about life. Yeah, that's what he did over and over again in the Big Bash. When he was like MVP in the Big Bash, he just did that to about half the balls he faced, just pummeled them over the leg side. If you miss your length, you're going. And that was a kind of nothing length from Rabada, and it wasn't really doing anything. And it was, if anything angles towards the leg side, Matt Short will pick you up and fire you into the crowd all day long. So when it was none for 1 off 1 ball, it was very bad for the chasing team, who must win or they're dead. And it's now 23 for 1 off 2, which is a very, very good outcome for the batting team considering the start. So Siraj will come in again. Be interesting to see now that Rabada's got whacked and bowled a bad over, whether they stick with the plan, Gujarat, of just bowling these 2 for the entire power play. I'd love to know the thinking behind Gaikwad 3 and then sending him in after the first ball wicket anyway. And we don't have Irville, which we should always have Irville batting in these power plays when they've just lost a wicket. But if Gaikwad wants to whack it, that's fine. And one thing you've got to say about him here, Gaikwad, is at least he's taking responsibility now. And that is an enormous great big 6 from Gaikwad. That's a wonderful shot. So Siraj, this shows, right, how very easy this pitch is, because you have a man in truly stinking form in Gaikwad who's had a strike rate that's a little bit embarrassing for him, and he's come out and gone, well, actually, even though I've just lost Sanju, who they sent in as some sort of sacrificial injured lamb to face the first ball, was just wafted and nicked off, I'm going to come in and whack it. And on this pitch you can absolutely do that, because the bounce is really true. It's not swinging now, it's not variable bounce, it is very predictable where it's going, and the bowlers are running in and just landing it on a pretty normal length. And that's another one just picked up and blasted over the leg side for 6, like absolutely no dangers. So I would imagine the market will start believing, as it does not, because Siraj has just bowled Gaikwad, who was looking $1 million, and now he's looking $0, because he has had a big blast at that one that has come in a bit, I think, from Siraj, missed it completely. Possible adrenaline rush, possible utter discombobulation from Gaikwad, who doesn't know how to be 16 off 6, doesn't know what to do when he's 16 off 6. So he's had a huge waft at a ball that has not done a massive amount, I don't think, and just hit the top of off. Wow. I'm just watching it again. It's a ball on a length that has hit about test match length, and it's landed on exactly the top of off. And I don't really know why Gaikwad's missed it by so far, other than it's probable that he's just not used to whacking every ball. You'd think that Gaikwad would be okay against test match line and length. But when he's whacking and slogging across the line as he was there, I think it came in a bit from outside the off stump. But I think what happened is because he'd hit a booming 6 the last ball over the leg side. In his head, he was just like, I'm just going to do that again now. And instead, he got a ball that wasn't quite the same as the ball before. It jagged in a bit. He went and played the same shot anyway. I think he decided to before the ball was bowled, and he lost his off bail, and that's all she wrote for Gaikwad. So in comes one of my favourite ever players, Ervil, who is acting like he's going to play shots all around the wicket, which is a great big lie. He is just going to try and smack it for 6. And what he normally does, and which will absolutely not do today, is just get 2 sixes and then get out. That's what he's been doing the last few games. I think he got 60 something in one of them, didn't he? And looked very good in that one, and looked like he could have gone on and got a blistering ton. And they need more from him today, as there's an appeal for a catch behind the wicket from Siraj and Butler.
Hello, Rob. How's it going?
He's come to join me. I've been on my own for like an hour there, Bayram. What the hell?
Really? I thought Deepak was joining you for the start of the second innings.
I don't know. I've just been talking to myself.
Well, Siraj has probably entertained you enough. Got Sanju to nick off first ball, and I'm not even sure if Sanju was fully fit there with the injured pinky.
I don't think so. He played a shot of sort of lazy waft. And maybe his hand was hurting. It's been a high octane, all action start. We've had a 6 in every over. We've had a wicket in 2 of them. And this may be a 3rd wicket.
It might well be. No, I don't think that's got any bat on it.
No, it looks like it may have grazed the helmet on the way through this one.
Yeah, some daylight between bat and ball. But talk to me about the Gaikwad wicket, because he looked to be scoring quite quickly today. And bam, Siraj cleaned him up. And he's typing.
Apologies.
Was it a good ball that got rid of Gaikwad?
I didn't think it was brilliant. It was good. It was a good ball in a test match, but if you were playing it in a test match, you'd have blocked it comfortably. It just moved in a bit and took the off stump. But the ball before, he played a shot across the line and absolutely middled it for a massive 6 over the leg side. And he just tried to play the same shot again, even though the ball wasn't really there for it. A bit like this one.
And this one is Urvil. He's flicked it aerially off his pads and he's gone. That's the 3rd wicket for Mohammad Siraj in the power play, and he has pretty much ended this chase for the Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah, Ervil's doing what he should do, trying to hit the ball for 6, but that ball wasn't there to be hit for 6 in that region, right? They've seemed to have, maybe somebody's just put up a massive target or a gong over deep square leg that all the Chennai players are going to get paid 50 grand if they hit it or something, because they're all aiming to hit the ball there. Matt Short's done it. Gaikwad's done it. Ervil's tried to. Gaikwad got bowled trying to hit it, and Ervil, the bat just turned in his hand slightly, and he's been pretty well taken. Made a bit of a meal of it, but pretty well taken by Prasid Krishna, I think it is, down there. Where was he? Backward square?
Yes, yeah. Backward square. But no Sioux celebration by Siraj this time. He's picked up 3 wickets in 10 balls, and Chennai 29 for 3 in 2.4 overs. So it's just a formality at this point. Hopefully they'll crumble and we'll get an early night. We've got a super chat over here by Crick Things, who says, I don't think Chennai will be able to chase this, but Gujarat bowlers don't seem dominant. What do you think? Well, I mean, Siraj has struck thrice, so there's that. I don't think CSK will chase this either.
No, well, no, not now. They are 1 in 10 from here. It needs prime Big Bash Matt Short to do his thing, and then some. Like, he probably needs to score 80 plus. And what they do have, though, like, this guy's been good. They've just made the sub here, right? I've just missed it.
Oh, they have? But yeah, they're definitely not chasing this down. The new boy, is he going to play?
They do have a Brevis. They do have a Brevis, right?
They do have a new world.
And I've seen Brevis do utterly ridiculous things on the cricket field. I watched his double in the domestic one on 175, whatever it was. He can do ludicrous things. They need a day of that because, yeah, the sub out is Gurjapneet, who bowled by far and away the best of the Chennai bowlers. And in is Kartik Sharma, who is definitely in form. And part of that, Bayram, is that part of the reason why he's in form is he spent 2 innings having nets when they should have been chasing net run rate, and Brevis and Dubé were chilling out watching it.
So
he is in
one
form,
of those innings.
but he's a genuine 6-hitter, which he's not. He didn't do in those 2 innings that we watched, right? He banged a couple at the end, but he's a genuine 6-hitter, and that's what they need, right? To chase these, they're going to have to bang.
Absolutely. But let's see if Karthik can impress us today. And we've got Shreyas with a super chat who asks, did you guys see the Cricket Info list of best cricketers of the century and the utter nonsense of putting Bumrah at 15? Yeah, I didn't get that, man. I also don't know what sort of metrics they're using, because, like, are they going for cricketers, or is the intention to talk about cricketers who have been good in the last 25 years? Because they also picked Dravid. And Dravid debuted in the 90s. So, like, does he qualify? Also, is it all format explicitly? Because Dravid, sure, he's gotten a lot of runs in ODIs, but he's not known to be an ODI player. So there are some question marks over there. I do not agree with Bumrah being at 15 either. Like, surely he's in the top 5 in the last 25 years. Easily.
I'm going to have to look at this list and make some comments. I know the guys were going on about it earlier, but I was very busy at work.
Yeah, they're far more invested in the list. Cheyenne and Varun and the
I mean, they
JB
bloody
boys.
love lists, those guys, don't they? Old-timey lists is like their favourite things, whereas lists is just somebody else saying who their favourite cricketers are in my head, and it doesn't occupy any space in my brain. But then they started talking about Ben Stokes and how he was considered one of the best cricketers of this century. Is that right?
Yes.
Is it? I said I think I could just about find a place for him in my top 20 England Test players of this century, but only just. Like, he's not in my top 10. I don't think.
So it's not century, right? It's quarter century.
Yeah, but still, 26 years or whatever. Stokes isn't. If Stokes is in the top 20 of all cricketers in this century, then whoever's done that list doesn't know anything. I can't find the list. Where's the list?
It's on Crick Info.
All right, say some words while I find it then, and I'll read some out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll agree that Bumrah should be higher than 15.
Yeah.
It's far too low for him. And there are a lot of other cricketers that might come in later, might get missed out. Here's a 4 down the ground by Karthik. Be past mid-off. And Rabada is going for runs today. But it wouldn't matter because they've got 230 runs to defend and CSK at 36 for 3, even after that boundary in 3.2 overs. So stiff task ahead, a mountain to climb, or maybe even more. They've got Everest to climb.
Okay, so here's the list that I can see. Why don't they write the whole list? Okay,
Yeah, because they're going bottom up and they're releasing 3 people.
oh, so we haven't even got the list yet. Okay,
Not
so
yet.
25 Ashwin, 24 Broad, 23 Peterson. All of those 3 should definitely be in it. It doesn't say whether it's test matches or not.
Yeah, it doesn't really, because what are they weighing over here? Is it
Finest
more
to
so
affect
test
them.
performances? Are they looking at all format cricketers? And if they're looking at all format cricketers, then I don't know if Dravid makes it, right? Like, I don't know.
Blah, blah, blah. It just says men's international cricketers with lots of famous people on the jury in terms of cricket. It doesn't say whether they should be just tests or not. So let's assume it's not. Ashwin 25, fine. Broad 24, Peterson 23, 22 Sehwag. I mean, I can't think of the cricketers off the top of my head, but that sounds very low for Sehwag. He'd be in my top 5 because I love him. Mahela 21, Pat Cummins 20, Ben Stokes 19. Get out. They've put Chris Gale at 18 instead of 1, which is obviously the wrong answer. Mitchell Stark 17, Kane Williamson 16, Jasprit Bumrah 15, and MS Dhoni 14. Well, this is a silly list. That's the end of that.
It should be the end of that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that list anymore. It's wrong.
Yeah. So that answers the super chat. Thanks, Shreyas. And we have a couple more. Here's Prithvi who says, what the hell, CSK? Come on. Beat Gujarat so that Sunrisers have a chance to go top 2. Ruturaj needs to be brainwashed out of the anchor mindset. To be fair to him, he was trying to whack it today, and it just didn't work out for him. Lost his off stump to Siraj.
Yeah, I was saying on the live I was doing all by myself that at least Gaikwad came out whacking. I don't know why he came out number 3. If he was going to bat like that, there's nothing wrong with him opening. Maybe save Sanju for a bit more ice or a bit more treatment or whatever. But he did come out, and he actually faced, as Matt Short gets another 4. Matt Short's looking good here. He's looking dangerous.
Yeah. He's pretty strong off his legs, match shot, and again on this occasion you can see that he just kind of bunts that past the diving mid-wicket fielder for 4. Chennai not too bad given how they're not known to be an extremely explosive side. They're 43 in 4 overs, but they've lost 3 wickets, and that's going to hold them back a bit.
Yeah, they're doing okay. The runs are fine. I think it's a really easy pitch, Barrow, from what I saw. I don't think anyone's struggled.
Nothing in it. I don't think there's anything in the pitch.
I think the most likely thing that happens here is they have a high run rate all out. Is the most likely way this game ends. Is they're bowled out in 15.
That would be great because a shorter game means an earlier, day off for us, and I never mind those.
Well, I found out yesterday, Bahram, that it's my wedding anniversary today.
Okay.
My 10th wedding anniversary. So I was doing some Chris Gale research, as you know, because Chris Gale was the name of the table that I got married on.
Yes, I found out that.
As I was looking that up to look at all the tables that were named after either cricketers I love or cricketers that have won me a load of money, it's like people are going, why am I on a table called Samuel Shenwari? But anyway, I then discovered that while I was doing that important research, that the anniversary of my wedding was today. So I remembered and, bought flowers and whatever.
Does the missus remember?
No, she forgot. So I get like double points because she forgot.
Yep.
So last year, I forgot. And I said to my wife, I'm really sorry, I forgot our wedding anniversary. And she said, when was it? So we don't really care about those sort of things.
That's good for you guys. Vivek Prakash for the super chat says, Behram, similarity for Hyderabad Kingsmen from start. They had a margin they needed. Same story of the tale with KKR with respect to margin and can reach final. I mean, they need Rajasthan to fail for that, though. Hyderabad kind of had fate in their own hands as long as they got the net run rate down, which they did in the end. And they won that game by 86 runs, I think, which they needed to win. Actually, they won that game by 100 plus runs, which they needed to win by around 86 runs.
Ooh.
Ramp, scoop, and 6,
Nice.
is it? No,
Nice.
1 bounce 4.
Matt Short is on 1.
Yeah. So the only difference over here, Vivek, would be that KKR still win their game and Rajasthan win theirs, and bam, they're gone. So slightly different.
That's not a bad ball at all from Siraj.
No. And that's
Matt Short has wandered across and done the ramp scoop, I guess.
solid ramp.
Fine leg area for 4. Lovely shot. Very good.
Yep. That boundary takes Chennai to 48-3 in 4.3 overs, but still a long way to go. And we've got Vivek once again, who says, if you have looked at 2016 IPL playoff lineup, exactly same to happen, question mark. Based on that, Sunrisers to win IPL, question mark. What's the market saying for Sunrisers' chances to win? What does it say, Rob?
Okay, right. What are we looking for? SRH chances to win the whole of the IPL. Okay, Let's have a look. Sunrisers win it. I'll do percentages because I think that's probably easier for everybody. They are 15% to win the IPL.
Decent.
Obvious favourites are RCB because top 2, 38% RCB. It's quite high, but
that is a bit high, no? More than 1/3.
Gujarat are assumed to have basically finished top 2 because the market is giving them 33% already. So for fans, that's very nearly a chop on from Kartik there.
Nearly plays on Kartik. That would have been a 4th power play wicket for Siraj, but it's not to be.
Rajasthan are 8%, Punjab 5%, and KKR 2%. And Chennai are in the kind of, Pakistan doing voodoo on everybody, changing the world, changing the tides and the seas and the moon and all that sort of thing to somehow burgle their way through. If Chennai do it, I'd be surprised.
Abe says, Rob, bigger edge, question mark, pre-toss or in play, key to victory? I think in play.
Yeah, I think Abe means betting, but...
Yeah, but in play would give you an idea of what the conditions are like. And that skied on the offside falls in no man's land. Karthik survives. Good opening burst by Siraj. 3 for 26 in 3 power play overs. So he's basically floored Chennai, which is brilliant. And Gujarat have 1 foot in the top 2, practically. And Chennai have 51 for 3 in 5 overs. So, it'll take a bit of a miracle.
So for me, I think I don't have time now because I have a real job to bet in play. Really, I can spot stuff while I'm on these watch-alongs and shout it out, which I try and do. But I don't sit there like I used to. I used to sit there all day, every day for 10 years plus, betting in play all the time, and I got myself edges. But what tended to happen is I would get a big edge on one or two markets where I would focus on because I was winning the money, and then the bookies, they're rubbish at pricing, but they hate losing money, right? So if you're battering them on one market over and over again, eventually they work out easy wicket,
Gone.
short.
Yeah.
He was looking good and Rabada was looking bad, and it's flipped. I don't know. I think it's just Matt Short's propensity to hit everything to the leg side.
Yeah.
And it's a really easy catch for Prasid, who is at mid-on and should not be at mid-on. I think it's because he caught one a minute ago in the deep, and they're like, "You can catch. Let's put you at mid-on." And yeah, it takes an easy one.
Got this one as well. 4th wicket down for Chennai. They just have 50 runs on the board in 5.1 overs, and that was a bit of a hacky shot. Did not middle it at all. An easy catch for Prasid. We've not seen a dropped catch today, Rob Barron.
No, it won't be long. But we haven't. It's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, in play, I tended to get edges. There are a few markets where I'll always have an edge, like Top Bat Live. It's just years and years of experience of knowing what the prices should be, and I've kind of got a computer in my head that does them for me. Dismissal methods are reasonably straightforward, but now the edge is gone because everyone's caught, and it's only in very rare circumstances where I'll tell you one thing that's come up, and I messaged this to our guys today, is we're now getting at the stage of the season where run-outs happen more often because run rate is more important now, and teams have, it's binary for teams, right? It's win and progress or finish top 2 or lose and go home. So they're actually trying to do optimum run scoring, which means they run like mad at the end of the first innings, for example. Tuati got run out today. There was a run out. Yes, there should have been about 1,000 run outs in that bloody Mossing Khan nonsense. But then just to finish this, the answer to this question off for Abe, pre-match, huge edge because you have to do the work, right? If you do the work and work out what the odds should be, then you have pretty much unlimited time, right? If you're doing pre-match work. In play, you might only have 2 or 3 seconds to get on. So being quick with your brain, which my brain is utter nonsense, but it is fast with the nonsense. You've got to be quick in play, but pre-match, if you do your work and work out what the odds should be, the bookies are rubbish at that. So if you do your work, focus on a market or two and go, right, this is the percentage chance of this happening. If the bookies think it's considerably lower, test yourself out and see how often you beat them. And it takes a long time, but they're not very good. And if you devote enough time to it, you will beat them.
Well, I hope you got your answer over there, Abhay. And a bunch of super chats lined up, actually. This time it's Sohaib with another one. He's sent a lot today. He says, it's actually of last 25 years, so Sachins and Pontings are yet to come. So Bumrah at 15 is pretty fair, I guess. Just put Ponting at 1 for 3 World Cups as captain. I don't think it's that simple. Plus, they should have defined the parameters for us, because any list should have parameters. And they didn't do that. So it's all subjective, and it's these different cricketers who are just probably deciding this amongst themselves, and the ESPN Cricinfo guys are then writing a column each for each cricketer. So I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of the process. But then again, it's Cricinfo. Everyone will read it, and they generally do have the best writers. Not the best writer, because he has employed us, and we're not allowed to say anything else.
What, Deepak?
Jared is king. Rudra Patel with a super chat who says, who'd be in your top 10 all format this century? Bloody hell. So you set the parameters for us now, right? Like,
yeah.
Are we talking about all format? Are we talking about people
Yeah,
who
he said
debuted
all
in
format.
the 21st century? No, okay, he has said all format, but is it people who have debuted in the 21st century?
I see what you mean.
Yeah, because I need to know that. That makes a lot of difference. And I'll just go take the other super chat till you answer that for us, Rudra. We've got Vivek Prakash who says, my question with respect to 2016 was, qualifier 1, RCB versus Gujarat Lions, and that's a 4 to 3rd man by Karthik.
Comedy missile.
Eliminator, yeah, standard. Eliminator was Sunrisers KKR. Qualifier 2 was Sunrisers Gujarat. And based on this, I'm looking for KKR 4th and Sunrisers to win. But this doesn't mean shit. right? Like, this is like you're being one of those Pakistan fans that, oh, the same thing happened in 92. It doesn't mean anything. Everything happened the same way for Pakistan in the 2022 T20 World Cup as it did in 92. It was even held in Australia. The final was at the G between Pakistan and England won. So this doesn't mean anything, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's go back
to answer that last one, I could just read out those people up there. They're my favourite people in the 21st century. Although there's quite a few 90s ones. Thorpe, Nasser, Athers, Bob Willis, even earlier than that.
people who have played in the 21st century, not necessarily debuted. Okay, so that makes it really like batters and bowlers, they're all different. All right, top 10. In no specific order, let's go Bumrah, McGrath, Sachin, Virat. That's 4. How much do they have to have played in the 21st century? Because
just played at all.
Wasim played in the 21st century, and he would make most lists.
He would.
Yeah, so that's 5. Head is a shout just for the clutchness. Gilly?
I think
Gilly's in this.
Yeah, you haven't said
Gale.
Warren or Murley yet.
Warren and Murley, both of them.
Obviously,
Gilly,
Gale.
And Gale. Yeah, that's more than 10, I think, at this point. So,
And you didn't
Captain
say
Fish and-
Samuel Shamwari, which
Yeah, I
is
did not say
disappointing.
Samuel Shinwari. I would love to know who all made it to your wedding table, like in terms of the names of the tables.
I'll read them out. That is
yeah.
something I can answer. So at my wedding, everybody, there was a Monopoly board that I got printed up and made, and each, like, I don't know, what do you call them, property was named after a player.
Okay.
And so in England, I don't know what it's like in other countries because Monopoly does travel around the countries, right? But everyone's got their own boards. But the best square, I think it's
Is Mayfair?
Boardwalk. Yeah, so it's Boardwalk in America, isn't it? And it's Mayfair in England, and which is fair enough because if you've ever been to Mayfair, it is comically expensive to do anything. Anyway, let's look. Right, I've got it. So there were 12 tables of people at the wedding. Marlon Samuels was one.
Okay.
Because he was man of the match in both of the World Cup finals, and I was on him both times. And I was on the West Indies to win both those World Cups, so he'll always have a place in my heart. And he did the thing that won me the most money ever in a cricket match, I think.
Fight with one?
No, he dropped Guptill when he was on like 4, when Guptill scored 200 and how many was it? 237 or whatever. And that won me stacks. Joe Root, Michael Clark. Again, these are not necessarily cricketers I like. These cricketers that have done me favours. AB de Villiers was one. Martin Guptill.
AB would make that list, by the way.
Yeah, we didn't say him, did we? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Martin
He
Guptill.
totally makes it.
Shane Watson. Dwayne Leverock.
Okay, love it.
Samuel Shinwari. Andrew Strauss. Ajanta Mendis. Virender Sehwag. And then the table that I was on and my wife was also next to me was Chris Gale.
Nice.
And Kartik
And that has
finally
been,
gets one away this over.
Yeah, flicked aerially for 4. Just does pretty well to get some bat underneath that one because that wasn't easy to elevate the length that was on. And that boundary takes Chennai to 63 for 4 in 6.5 overs. So they've got a lot of work to do, and this is just going to be a boring innings, isn't it? So that's your answer, or Super Chat answered, Rudra Patel. I've got another one, this time by Preet, who says, do you guys feel top 2 gets too much of an advantage if only once has 3 and 4 won the IPL since? Semi-final system exists everywhere else because it works. No, actually, in every single league, or most leagues that I can think of right now, we have playoffs. Is that a run out? Yes, it is. Gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is just bad. It's comical at this point.
Do you think
there
he's
you go,
out?
another run out, though.
You think he's out?
Yeah, he's gone for all money. He wasn't even in the frame.
I think this might be closer than you think. It's actually good fielding from Gill. I only saw it once, so I don't have any idea, to be honest, how close that was.
I saw the end of it. Let's see.
He's not dived properly. Yeah, miles out.
It's way closer than I thought it was definitely in
Had
the
he
frame.
dived properly, he would
I
have
don't
been
know,
in.
man. He was still touch and go,
Right, I'm going to see it on the big screen.
but it's out for sure.
So his
for sure.
bat's in the air. So this is how you do not dive from Kartik, everybody. And as the bail it lights up, which now means you're out, his bat is over the crease.
Yeah.
But it is in the air, and it never was not. I backed Kartik over 19.5 runs today, so that's why that was out.
Well, it's been a decent fielding game, or very good fielding game compared to the rest. But I think, Preet, it's a good system in leagues because you want the top 2 teams to be rewarded. So I like playoffs. And I mean, look at the other ones, right? Like the IPL has this, the PSL has this. I reckon the Big Bash doesn't have this, right?
No. Or what does Big Bash do? I can't remember. And I've watched every one.
I can't remember.
They have an eliminator, don't they?
They do, don't they? Like, maybe it's similar. Think of leagues which don't have the playoff system, because most of them do.
They do have playoffs in the Bash. I'm certain of that. I just can't quite remember how
Big
they
Bash, Sankit thinks that the first team or top of the table team goes straight to the final.
So they have qualifier, knockout, challenger, final is what happens. So if you're top, you get 2 goes. So you can lose in your whatever it is. So if you lose the challenger, you get another go, right? So the top 2, you lose the challenger, you get another go. That then becomes effectively a semi-final. So Hobart, for example, won the knockout, lost the challenger. Oh, bloody hell. Qualifier, knockout, challenger, final. Something happens in it.
Most franchises don't have semi-finals, to my knowledge. So I think it's a good system for leagues. I feel differently when it comes to ICC tournaments because knockouts have their own charm. Anyway, hope that answers your super chat. And we've got Prithvi once again with another super chat who says, you wait for a direct hit run out forever and just like buses, 2 come back to back. Yeah, it is a lot like buses. For anyone who's ever taken public transport, they'll relate to this. Rob called this, by the way. Rob just said that there are more run-outs at the business end of the group stages, and we've seen a few today. Good work by Gill.
Yeah, it's very good piece of fielding, yeah.
It's gonna be
I thought
boring.
he played really, really well, Shubman Gill.
Well,
today.
he did slow down post 50, and he was out on 51, but we'll talk about that when this watch-along's done, and we're on the review
Was
show.
Sai out, by the way? Didn't he nick behind quite early and nobody...
I think that was Gill.
Oh, was that Gill?
Yeah, because Sai is a left-handed batter, right? That was a right-handed batter that you're remembering.
Was it? Okay. I didn't know. I thought Sai nicked off and nobody said anything, but I wasn't paying enough attention. Chube goes over the top for 4.
Yeah, I mean, just squeezes this past third man. Back of a lane delivery. And Holder's been really good in this tournament. Not a good start for him. But again, I don't even think Gujarat will care, right? Like, they'll just get that W and go home.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's an easy one for this. They don't need to worry about silly little things like net run rate now. To be fair to Gujarat, right, the reason why... let me just check the table. I want to see what their net run rate is. The reason why it's 0.4, right, which is second best in the whole league.
Yeah.
The reason why theirs is so good is because, and I don't know whether this is Naira or...
I've lost you, Rob. Your voice is all awkward.
Hello?
Now you're good.
So I don't know whether this is Naira or Gill or whoever, but about halfway through the season, Gill started batting like a scolded cat and started whacking it early. There's one game where he was 35 off 10, and that was when Gujarat started paying attention to net run rate. And look how well they are set now in the table, because even if they lost this, they would be 16 points, but their net run rate would put them ahead of whoever else was on 16 points, right?
However, I'll just try to play devil's advocate over here, and the game in which they bowled Sunrisers out for 80 odd really helps them, though, no? With respect to net run rate?
Of course it does. Yeah. But they're one of the teams that actively tried, and they're playing against a team that actively didn't. Chennai did not try and up their net run rate in 2 of their easy chases because they wanted to get legs into Kartik Sharma. For today, where he's run himself out for 19. I think teams should think about that far more than they do. But I said that before the season started. I'm just watching the run out again. That is exactly how you don't dive. You dive. So his knee has hit the floor first when he's dived, and if you're diving, you should be off the ground. All of you should be off the ground, your whole body, and your bat should be the first thing that then touches the ground as you slide it in, right? Whereas he's just fallen over, and as a consequence, is no longer with us. Bang!
He's still alive.
Gone.
Oh,
Drop. There we go.
There we are.
Finally.
There we go. It had been a while.
So
Shubman Gill is the culprit on that occasion. It was a good effort, but Dubey's been dropped on 7.
No such thing as a good effort for a catch. What I think he's doing there, Bayram, is which is what I would always try and do, is he's tried to make it look good. And I don't think
he's
that was
done a Glenn Phillips.
Difficult. Yeah. And Glenn Phillips, whilst everyone says that he is a brilliant fielder, he is capable of being a brilliant fielder because he has all the attributes. But he puts loads of dollies down because he does stupid shit when the ball comes towards him. And if you watch this again, Gill, it's a bit like one of those camera saves that a goalkeeper does in football, right? It's a bit like that. He's trying to do a highlight reel catch when it was quite straightforward, I think.
All right, then. First drop of the evening. It had to happen. We couldn't have a dropless game, could we? It's
of course
just
not.
Not possible. Yeah, anyway. Vivek Prakash with the super chat says, this match is getting interesting. Gujarat win plus RCB loss margin tomorrow, 165 runs, GT go to top. It doesn't matter if you finish second or first. Those two mean the same thing. So, this time he throws his hands at it, Shivam Dubey. And it's a 6 behind backward point. What a shot. Lovely strike. Arshad goes for a maximum. And Gujarat, CSK, they moved to 78 for 5 in 8.1 overs. But yeah, I mean, Vivek, 1 or 2 doesn't matter. It's the 2 and 3 thing that matters. Bragging rights, perhaps. Maybe you want bragging rights if you're a Gujarat fan. Gyanded over here with the super chat says, whole league trying to eliminate Punjab except CSK. Yeah, it definitely has felt that way. And this time he's pumped it over long off or in the long off region for a 1 bounce 4. So a 6 followed by a boundary for Shivam Dubey. 10 runs off 2 balls, which takes CSK to 82 for 5 in 8.2 overs. Bit of a fight. Don't mind it. And
are they? What percentage do you think they are to knock these off, Bayram? It's basically these two that's got to do it, right?
7%?
Who else? Very good. Who else can help them chase this? Not really anyone
left.
Nobody. Kambodge.
Yeah. That's it then.
Kambodge can bat a bit, but he doesn't hoof it. Does he? Let's have a look. T20 strike rate of 126. Although that is a very bad sample size. 5 6s in 106 balls face tells me the story there that he can't really whack it. So he might be okay to bat in the last 2 overs, but basically these two need to bat for 10 overs. Yeah, but if they do on this deck, Bayram, they'll get close.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're no strangers to whacking it, Brevis and Dubey, especially if Dubey gets some spin that he was facing. But I don't see this happening. Singer, I've missed your second comment, so I don't know what you're talking about. But if you want to send it again, I'll take it. Only if it's fun, though, because now you have set the bar.
Let's see this drop again.
I don't know, man, Rob. I don't think.
Look at his legs.
Easy.
His legs don't need to do that. Also, right, I'm going to watch it again, and I'll talk you through it at home. I get the benefit of watching it on. I can replay this as many times as I want, and I'm obsessed with drop catches. So who knows? Don't know why it can happen. So to start with, he is a yard in from the rope where he's allowed to step. Not the rope, you know what I mean.
And that's a 4. Easy pickings for Shivam Dubey. Passed short fine. Arshad's not too pleased, but he's been bowling rubbish in this over. He's gone for 15 runs and 3 deliveries. So maybe that 7% has gone up to like 9% because CSK are now 87 for 5 and 8.3 overs. And you probably need to fix your mic again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on with it. Right, so this is the position. I've just taken a screenshot off the telly. This is the position that Gill is in when he catches the ball, right? So 1 yard in from where he could be standing, and his legs are fine, right? Like that is not a good position to be in because that right knee is up here. His right knee is coming towards his chest, right? One hand here, right knee up by his chest. Doesn't need to be like that. He wants to be straight onto the ball. So, but he's got amazing hand-eye, as we know from his batting. He's then dropped it. How, Bayram, does he then, after he's dropped it, get in this position? Bearing in mind, the batsman is stood basically straight in line with him, isn't he?
Yeah.
So there's no way to catch the ball optimally. The fielder should be in this position. That's not a normal position, is it? He is side on. He's almost backwards.
Side on.
His feet
Side
behind him.
On.
And he's dropped it.
Yeah, well. Okay, Singer, just because you said to take your comment, bloody mother of fuck, that's a lot of words. Okay, hear me out. 2016, India lost the T20 World Cup. Bhuvi was in Sunrisers, Head was in RCB, and Vittori was the coach of RCB. 2026, India win the T20 World Cup. Bhuvi is in RCB, Head is in Sunrisers, Vittori is the coach of Sunrisers. So Sunrisers will now, since Sunrisers won the IPL in 2016, RCB will win in 2026. You know what? Some people must have really enjoyed that, but made my head hurt a bit.
Yeah, I think if you go digging far enough, and this is what 90% of people on the internet do, isn't it? They just you can prove anything you want, right? You can go down any. I try and tell my dad this about the things he reads on the internet. You can get anybody you want to agree with you, or you can find out anything to back an argument up. And if you go digging far enough, you will find something that means your team is definitely going to win. But all cricket is who can catch the best, and that's it. Nothing else.
Oh, this is a good one by Go Power Rangers. He says, could have just said RCB will win because they're very good. I like that as well. I used to be this kind of fan, by the way. Once upon a time, I used to come up with all of these different scenarios from history and try to make sense of them and how it's similar this time around, but it doesn't mean shit, guys. History only means something when you've got like a contest where the other side has never won. For instance, Pakistan versus India. Up until Pakistan defeated India in that T20 World Cup, I feel a lot of it came down to nerves. Now it's just skill. But up until that point, I think a lot of it came down to nerves and how they just hadn't ever done it before. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But now it's plainly skill. Like, those two teams are worlds apart. It's not about pressure anymore. It's just the fact that Pakistan suck. India are the best in white ball. India aren't the best in red ball, but Pakistan still suck. Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it, Pakistan? But it's always difficult being a Pakistan fan. But it is fun. Same with England, really. Like it's fun. But when they just do things almost deliberately to piss the fans off, you must feel the same with Pakistan. That's what
Rob,
does my head in.
I used to feel very frustrated and equally happy whenever they'd do a Pakistan, which you'd see a lot of back in the day, right? Like they'd pull off a Pakistan quite frequently. I would say that now, at least now since I work in cricket, and I have been working in cricket for half a decade, I just don't feel that level of connection anymore. Like, I've dissociated myself from fandom, and I just care a lot about the sport. If I was like a proper fan for just Pakistan, I wouldn't even be watching this IPL, right? So
yeah, of course, yeah.
So I just love cricket, and I don't really care who wins, who loses. I'm always looking for the arcs and the trends and the narratives, and my experience has changed. But I feel for those people who are Pakistan fans hardcore these days, because how do you support this team? It's in terminal decline across formats. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, I think England just winds me up because I was a really, a proper England fan and would travel and go, spend a lot of money going to watch them around the world and stuff, which is by no means a hardship because you go on nice holidays to places like Australia and Barbados or whatever. But I still get annoyed with England more than I'm happy when they win.
Yeah, so stupid cricket.
That's just more about my character than anything else, I think.
Whoever plays stupid cricket will annoy me.
Yeah, I think that's it because I don't think any of the stuff that I go on about tactically is rocket science at all. Right? There are many cleverer people than me doing analyst jobs. And I think, well, why the hell do you not know that Tawati is not the right answer every single game when he wanders out and doesn't do anything? So
Today,
why
when
are
he
you
came out to
picking that?
bat, both Saurabh and I was saying, surely one of Holder or Rashid Khan. Neither. Tewatia came out to bat. And we were like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly that, right? It has to be this man. Oh no, it's not. It's this one. And there are some times where data shouts the answer out to you if you look at it. This is why betting, I make money from betting and did do for many years using my brain that way, right? There are other people that go the analyst route. And if you look at the analyst job, that's a job I would have loved to have had when I was single, right? And you're going around the world and you're with teams. It'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Bang
shot.
from Dubé.
That's one of the shots of the evening. It was a good length delivery, and Dubé has just kind of slapped that, pumped that up and over long on for 6. It was a full-blooded stroke, middle of the bat, and Jason Holder can't do much about it. 97 for 5 Chennai after the 6 and 9.1 overs. And stupid cricket is fun. Yes, whoever is saying that in the comments, it's aldehyde. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that, as someone who has to talk about sport for a living, and I am a bit of a completeness freak, right? Like if I'm doing a show, then I need to talk about everything. When there is stupid cricket, it overtakes the show. That's what you just end up talking about. You can go to the Ashes reviews that Rob and I did. It's basically it. We're talking about all the stupid shit.
But it was fun,
the
though,
boundary.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fun.
The thing with
Barely
the
cut
Ashes
for
over
4.
here, as much time and effort as I put into the IPL, it's at extremely convenient times, right? It's I'm home at 8 o'clock nearly every day, PM, and as somebody that traded cricket for years when cricket traders were utterly abused, I would do 80 hours a week for some of my cricket trading life, and half of that through the night and some of it 3 a.m. starts and stuff. But the Ashes, England were doing my nutting whilst I was losing loads of sleep, and that really does test your mettle in many ways, doesn't it? When you're like, I stayed up all night and watched these complete idiots doing completely idiotic things over and over again. It's just like, come on.
It's true. And I mean, I felt it as well. It is fun though, but you and I will always find this fun because we love doing this, right? Like,
cricket's fun,
you can make
man.
us talk about cricket all day, all night. It's just like hard to keep track of when there's constant stupid shit. If there's a one-off thing that's cost a team, sure, that's a story. If it is one stupid thing after the other or blunder after another, then that just gets extremely exhausting. But again, can't complain. Love my job and dot Paul. So after a 6 and a 4, good response by Holder. CSK has brought their team 100. They are 101 for 5 and 9.3 overs, but it's still a very, very big task ahead.
Yeah, what would give me belief in this chase, which is 1 in 12, according to the market, what would give me belief is if Brevis joins in, right? Because Brevis hasn't joined in yet. There's one man having a whack here, and he's called Shivam. And if the man
And that's
Jewel,
another one. Pulled away for 6. My word, Shivam Dubé is in a mood. He's 40 of 14, and CSK are now 107 for 5 and 9.4 overs. So it's been very entertaining. It's been a blistering knock by Shivam Dubé.
1 in 12 becomes 1 in 8. And
there you go.
If the man called Jeweled, not a name that I've ever heard ever before, if the man called Jeweled joins in this 6-hitting fun and he gets a couple away, then not just me, but the market and everyone else will start believing in this chase, because if you've got both of these bombing, it's maybe 6 overs that they need to be in to win it. Do you know what I mean?
Perhaps.
Like they can really break the back of it. And then, the clowns that they've got to bat behind them.
Another one? Oh, no, he might have holed out. No, it's in the gap, but not a boundary either.
I thought it was 6. And then I thought it was out. And then I thought it was definitely 2. And then I remembered that Dubé has cement in his boots, so it can only be 1. Because that's 2 for anyone that can run, right?
Yeah.
Dhoni is thinking about the 3rd there, even when he's, 62 or however old he is.
Yeah, well, I will say this, though. So I've been working in cricket, or I've been creating content around cricket, either via my writing or in front of a camera for way over a half a decade, but half a decade ago, I got serious about it, right?
Yeah.
I do not know that if Pakistan was this shit a team back then, like 2021, if I had done this or if I had chosen to do this, because as a fan, I might have checked out by now, you know?
Yeah. I think
So it does play a role. We are all fans at the start. We all love a team.
yeah, you
and
wouldn't
then-
watch it if you weren't, would you?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who used to love cricket and they just don't watch it anymore, and I get it. I don't blame them. So I don't know if that would have been me. It might not have. I might have still loved watching cricket. Who knows? But we'll never know the answer to that.
Well,
at the 10 overs.
having spent my whole life in sport and the first definitely 15 years, no concern at all with cricket for me. Didn't have it at school, didn't play it, didn't know anything about it really. I was obsessed with football when I was a kid. And I played loads of other sports, played, as many as I could all the time. And the only one that so football, I totally see why people fall out of love with it. And I don't understand why, like, if let's say you're a Southampton fan, for example, right? And you live in Southampton, you supported Southampton, you had all those great years where Matt Letizia was keeping them in the Premier League every season. It must have been amazing fun. And you had a guy that devoted his entire, he's notably idiotic with his public comments these days. But when he was a football player, he was awesome. He was great to watch, and he gave his whole career to Southampton. Right, he could have played for anyone, and it would have been awesome. And then now it's all about money, and it's nonsense. And they had this thing where a guy, did you see it? A guy got done for
John
spying on a different
no.
team. Hello?
Okay. No. I thought you were doing a celebration.
No.
I don't know about the spying about. On
So one of the Southampton staff, like an intern, like a kid, was sent by the football club to spy on other teams with binoculars.
Oh!
Massive great big six. This is on, by the way. Massive
That
great big
is a
six from Dubé.
big swing up and over deep square leg for 6 by Shivam Dubé. He is giving CSK hope. And they're now 116 for 5 in 10.2 overs. That's a 6 versus Rashid Khan as well. And Dubé is 47 off 16. It's the best knock we've seen all night.
Just to wrap this up, so they were exposed as cheating. They were going to training sessions of opposition and spying on them and sending the secrets back to the club, right? Which apparently is completely not allowed. And so Southampton, who were in the playoff final, having won the playoff semi-final, which is a game worth an estimated 200 million,
Is that gone?
Out.
I think he might be
He should
gone.
be out. And he is
All
taken
right.
well. Shubman Gill takes a good catch.
Yeah, dropped to catch, forced a run out, takes a brilliant catch, and Dubé's enterprising knock of 47 off 17 comes to a sad end. But top job. Made it to my notes.
Very good catch. We have to, when you slag them off all the time, that is a catch that has, I said they were 1 in 12 a minute ago. They just gone to 1 in 6, right? And then Gill takes that catch and they're 1 in 35, right? That's how big a catch that is. And he towed it. Fair play to Rashid Khan. He dragged Dubé wider, and that is actually a really good catch. He has milked it though. There's no need for him to be fully prostrate in midair when he's caught it, but he is, and he's taken it really well. So well done, Gill. So maybe the camera catches are something that he's very keen on, but good catch, and it has made his team much more likely to win because it's Cambodge time in over number 11. Which is never optimum, is it?
It seemed like we were in Dubé or bust territory, and I mean Brevis hasn't really done anything thus far. He could, but I mean they are yet to score half the runs. It's just not even close.
I think I'm going to reboot Bayram because my computer's showing all the signs of hoofing me out, and I keep disappearing.
That's not good news. Will you be back?
Yeah, I'll be back. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, go for it. Go reboot. Okay. You guys are feeling a Brevis cameo. Let's see if that happens. And it's just been a bit of a boring game, hasn't it? Even though there were runs in the first innings, it wasn't particularly exhilarating. And I don't think I've ever used that sentence for a first innings total of 229. It's just the way they play, I suppose. Can CSK last 20 overs? I don't think it will happen because they're going to try, right? And if they try, they'll get out. There we go. Anshul Kamboj on the slog sweep. He smashed a 6 versus Rashid Khan. How about that? Love it. And CSK now 122 for 6 and 10.5 overs. That's fun. Rob Barron is back. At least in the studio he is. And he's back on the stream as well. Slog sweep for 6 by Kamboj. How about that, Rob?
Well, I said he got 5 in 106.
Oh, I've lost your audio. Cannot hear you anymore. And it's a slappy shot. Should be gone. Isn't.
Hello?
Not sure if that's a drop. Because Holder tried. But could he have run better? Could he have gotten there? We shall not see in the replay because we'll get an ad break, right? Surely. That'll happen.
I will talk you through it if you can hear me.
Oh, well, I can hear you and we've gotten a replay.
So slogged up.
No.
Holder slightly slow to set off, but it would have been a good catch if he got there.
Yeah, I think that calling that a drop would be a wee bit harsh. Plus, the motivation levels to catch that wouldn't be high. Right? Like.
Yeah. You can forgive that one. It was a drop, though. You can't say it isn't a drop, Bayram, just because it was hard.
Damn.
I will get my narrative home eventually if I just keep hammering it every day.
Yeah. Okay, then. Yes, it is a Rob drop. Go Power Ranger.
Great name, Go Power Ranger, by the way. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with my computer, man.
Is it your work computer?
Yeah, but it's. Oh, hello,
okay.
Kamboj.
Anshul Kamboj with
Another
one. Yes, this time.
Imagine not standing on the rope. Stand on the rope, lads.
Heaved away on the onside for 6, and he's scored or smashed 2 6s now. Quite enterprising.
I said he couldn't whack it. That's Prestige's first ball. He can whack it. So this is something that when you're gambling or trading or betting or whatever, you have notes on players, and I've only seen Kamboj bat, the couple of times that he's batted this season. And it's like, well, I don't think, based on what I've seen, that he can whack it. I now know for a fact that he can, because he's hit 2 6s in what? 5 balls?
4 balls, I think.
Against a really good spinner and a really good pacer. So he can definitely whack it. They're not the most convincing shots I've ever seen, but knowing that people can whack it.
Is that a 4?
Yep.
That is. That goes past short fine. Another whack on the onside. And I mean, 133 for 6 now. Chennai 11.2 overs. Had they not lost wickets, the scoring rate was fine.
Yeah, I said I thought the most likely way this game ends is they're bowled out in the 15th or whatever. I'm sticking with it. How many overs have we had? That's something I should probably know.
11.2.
Yeah, they're going to be bowled out in 15 overs.
Make it happen. Please.
So what have they done? They've hit a lot of boundaries, haven't they? They've hit 12 fours already, and they've hit 9 6s. So all of that part of it is great. But they've lost 6 poles, and they don't have any batsmen that can bat.
Basically.
Because I don't know who's worse out of Noor, Spencer Johnson, and Mukesh Chowdhury. I think Noor might be the best out of those 3, and that means you're in big trouble.
That is not looking like a good prospect. But, I mean, Shubman Gill's had an interesting game. I think his race to 50 was great. Then he slows down, forces a run out, drops a catch, picks up a blinder. And this time it's just a full toss. They've played both of Prasid and what's the other guy's name? Arshad. That's interesting, right? Like, because they already have Siraj and Rabada.
Yeah, well, they certainly didn't need to make the batting sub, did they? When the 3, it was the most Gujarat innings ever, wasn't it? That first one.
Yeah. Oh, true. If you don't need the batting sub, then bam. Got an extra bowler. And pulled away. This time once again by Kamboj. Won't get a boundary. D3 Vev is saying respectfully, what the fuck is Brevis doing?
Fair question. He's had no
Very fair
strike.
question.
He's had no strike, but he needs to go now.
Yeah.
Because it's not that the run rate is frightening, because on this pitch, 11.5, which is what they're going at now, is all they need. 11.5. It shouldn't be that difficult to get 11.5. But he's going to run out of partners. Cambodge's done way better than we could have thought. He's got a great ball. There's not much you can do with that.
Yorker.
That's a perfect Yorker, isn't it?
Pretty much.
That didn't tail slightly, did it?
It kind of did. Maybe there's a bit of reverse on offer. I'm not sure. But CSK are 136 for 6 in 12 overs. So it's definitely on scoring rate wise, but it's not really because they've lost 6 wickets. So just give another one to Siraj. He'll probably wrap this up.
Yeah, I don't think he's the best death bowler on the block anyway. And he's playing. And the thing is, the good Siraj is really, really good.
Yep.
And the bad Siraj is really, really bad. So when he's got his tail up, he's a big threat in all phases, and he must have his tail up after that. I mean, the wicket first ball, great, but then to get rid of Gaikwad clean bowled after he's just been hit for 6, and then get rid of a very dangerous man, Erdil, straight away as well for naught. Yeah, get him back on, I agree, because if you get Brevis out now, you've won. Has he got
And
Cambodge
is that a
out?
wicket?
Yeah.
I think it's over. Yeah, Rashid Khan gets Anshul Kamboj's wicket. 7 down CSK now for 136 in 12.1 overs. And maybe Rob's right over here. Maybe this won't go beyond the 15 over mark.
So I don't know whether that's a good innings from Cambodge, because if they're going to win this game, right, which if they don't win this game, reminder, they're out of the IPL. So that's the only thing that matters, whether they win it or not. If Cambodge is out there trying to hit every ball for 6, which, reminder, he's done in like 5% of the balls he's ever faced in T20s before this innings, then he's probably going to get out.
Yeah.
And probably going to get out quite soon. What would be better is if he gets 16 off 15 and Brevis gets going at the other end, right? Rather than Brevis being the 8 off 8 man, you want Cambodge to do the run a ball thing and keep them in it. Because while he's got 19 off 8, great, you know, that might be the quickest he scores in his IPL career, right? That 19 off 8. But he's now left them 7 down with no one that can bat left, and Brevis has to do it all by himself. If Cambodge had got a 6 or 2 away and Brevis goes over to him and goes, listen, mate, can you just stick with me for 3 or 4 overs here? Let's try and take this game deep. That's the only way they win, isn't it? If Brevis is there at the end in 20 over, if this is a 20 over game and Brevis is there at the end, they've won, Chennai. But it's way likely that, you know, Noor gets skilled now.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, he was going pretty well. Oh, nearly gets his countryman over there, Rashid. I think as a tail-ender batter, you know your zones pretty well. Like if you have 3 shots, you know which 3 shots those are. If it's in your arc, maybe go for it. Otherwise, rotate strike and give strike to the frontline batter. But then again, you can't blame the guy for trying to go for it because he had smashed 2 6s and a 4. And this time it's Noor off the reverse. Thought that was a boundary, but it isn't.
That's quite a high risk shot for one, isn't it? The reverse off Rash. The thing about Noor is he does know Rashid Khan's tricks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time together.
Let's see if Brevis can smash a couple over here, because otherwise, just simulate the rest of the game. Wide. You don't even need to bowl Rashid anymore in this game.
No, I don't really think any bowling change is the wrong answer now for them. They've earned the right to do what they want. That's a drag down. And it's been dragged
as
up.
I say
And
that,
this game is over.
very, very poor ball, and Brevis is holed out. Tried to just slap it over the covers, but he's holed out to cover. And CSK now 8 down for 138 in 12.4 overs. You guys should really listen to Rob, because you would have won some money had you said that this innings is not going to go beyond 15 overs.
Yeah, it was because it's a good pitch and because they have to win, right? They were just like, you saw basically Chennai did what the captain did here. is they just came out and blasted, which isn't their natural game. A lot of these guys came out and blasted. And I tell you, somebody who didn't play his natural game there, and that's Brevis, who played 8 torturous runs off 9 torturous balls and then got a ball that he should hit for 6 every single time. And that's how he makes his money, right? By hitting 6s. And he just clothed a rubbish drag down. And Fleming, who the camera is on now, has some questions to answer because they need a bit of a revamp for next season. I thought this season might be quite bright considering how they accidentally got all this youth in that was really good at the end of last season. But to be fair to Chennai, loads of injuries, right? Yeah. Loads of them. And before the season, Ellis dead. And then Khalil went. Matre went. That was a big one. It's difficult when all that happens. But I think that them buggering about in the middle of the season and not acting like they were really trying to qualify has ultimately been their downfall.
Yeah, look, I think they've overperformed given all those injuries, but also prior to the start of the IPL, I was looking at the squad and it didn't inspire a lot of confidence, right? Like I was like, okay, they'd have to do really well to make it to the playoffs. And that's kind of where they've ended. 6 wins, 8 losses, because they aren't winning this one. They're 140 for 8 and 13 overs. And Brevis played a pretty poor knock as well. So it was just Dubey. And if you want to count Kamboj, then you can, but essentially it was just Dubey.
Yeah, Kamboj played the innings that they could have done with the other times that he batted, where he came in at the end and did nothing. Whereas this is the one where they probably... The thing is, when Brevis is 8 off 8, what's the man meant to do? It's not Kamboj's fault, right? That they've not done... The batting orders failed. Chennai aren't very good, is what the problem was. But I think if you wind back the dismissals, you go Sanju, okay, probably injured, and anyone can get out first ball, so we'll forgive him. Yeah. Matt Shaw was looking great. Best he's looked this season, I think. Tried to hit everything to the leg side. Eventually, that was his downfall. Gaikwad played like somebody had set fire to his bat and he had to score runs before the bat disintegrated completely and tried to hoof everything to the leg side and missed one, got bowled. Ervil dead early. Kartik stupid run out. Brevis absolutely stank. That can happen when you're a hitter. You just can't get into the game. Jube good, and they don't have any other people that can bat.
Is that a wicket? No, just a swing and a miss. You know, I was thinking if one of these days you throw $10 on something ludicrous and it happens and you are a millionaire, or better yet, a multi-millionaire, maybe we should just buy a chiropractor who can crack our backs traveling the world.
Oh, yes, please. That would be nice.
I think that would be the perfect usage of that sort of money.
I'd be so good, Bayram, if I was rich, if I had money. I'd be so good. I'd have so much fun, and so would everybody I know. Another wicket.
That's
brought and bowled
gone.
By Rabada.
Easy as you like for KG. Top edge of Noor's bat. He catches it himself. CSK 9 down for 140 and 13.3 overs. The good thing is that we'll get an early finish. The bad thing is that it was a shit game.
Yeah, it was the most Gujarat first innings as you're ever going to get. And the thing is, did you hear them interview Matt Hayden
No.
during the innings? I thought it was really interesting because they went to him.
I haven't heard a single bite of commentary in this IPL.
See,
I always watch it on mute.
Right, so I have it on unless Kevin Peters is on, in which case I put my knee through the telly. But he was saying, basically, somebody had obviously told him this, but he was saying, look, the average score at this ground and the average winning score at this ground in the last 5 games is 215. So they were basically aiming at 220 because they know if they get par or above, they're favourites, right? They're sensible stuff. Because they've got a good bowling attack compared to everybody, compared to most teams, right? They've got above average bowling attack. So if they get more than par, then they're going to win, right? Or more often than not, right? It's good thinking. So they were aiming at 220. They weren't aiming at 260 because they could have got bowled out. They're aiming at 220 and then had, Butler played a really, really good innings today, which meant they got a bit more than that. What did they get? 229.
229.
Fine. But that was interesting that they'd been thinking about that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, they've done some good things, Gujarat. They've only lost one game in the last 7, I want to say. Don't have my math correct right now. Maybe it's 6.
I can find that out for you.
There's a super chat that we've missed all this while. Content Cricket says RCB is still looking like favourites to win this IPL. I feel they are the best team. If they can have Salt, then Venki can play 2 in place of Jitesh. I don't know about Venki. Oh, that's gone. There's a feather
We're
edge.
done.
Yeah, we are done. KG also ends with a 3-fer. How much does he end with? So bowled out for 140 in 13.4 overs are CSK. And I think that Jitesh is out of form, but I still rate Jitesh higher than Venki in that particular lower order or lower middle order batting role. Even if he's had a shit IPL, right? And he's very useful behind the stumps. He's been brilliant. So I agree with the RCB looking like favourites to win part, but you can't rule Gujarat out right now. This is an 89 victory or 89 run victory for the Gujarat Titans. They are through to the top 2. It has been sealed. And yeah, quite a spanking that CSK have received at the hands of Gujarat at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. All right then, no more super chats. Thank you for joining this live watch along, guys. Rob and I will be joining you soon enough on another live show, the post-game review. And for those of you who sent super chats, thank you a bunch. For those of you who sent us regular chats, thank you as well. It's been great fun. And we will be back live again shortly. And again, live tomorrow for a watch along. But you guys take care, enjoy yourselves, have a good time. Congratulations to Gujarat fans, congratulations to CSK fans. And yeah, take care. Goodbye.
You're watching every game this season. Every 6, every wicket, every battle. But the final, you watch with me.
Stars Play, in partnership with Combox, presents the ultimate IPL final watch party
31st May at the Coca-Cola Arena.
with legendary cricketers Robin Uthappa, Sreesanth, Angelo Matthews, and Universe boss Chris Gale. Buy your tickets now at Coca-ColaArena.com or PlatinumList.net.